And welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio's live coverage of Metro League football Friday night under the lights. And we are under the lights, even though it's not dark yet. And we're bringing you game one of our doubleheader, Seattle Prep and O'Day, the Panthers and the Fighting Irish. The Fighting Irish won the toss, and they elected to kick, and they deferred and will receive in the second half. And so now the teams are stepping onto the field. And joining me on the broadcast tonight is the big one, number 65, the NFL legend, Seahawks legend, Edwin Bailey.
Man, y'all caught me right in the middle of trying to swallow a piece of ham sandwich. That was a struggle, but I got it down, Rick.
All right. You got it down.
Rick.
Yes, sir. And we are here and just excited to be bringing you coverage of Metro League football right here live at Memorial Stadium, Leon H. Brigham Field, and they are about set to kick it off, and we will.
Hey, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Seattle Prep played a great game last week, and O'Day got some great-looking kids. So I'm anticipating a pretty good game.
And it's a squib kick on the ground, fielded at the 20-yard line by the Preps number 8, and that was Jared Rosnos. Rosnos, who is an Air Force football commit, takes it out to the 39-yard line. And Rosnos, 6'1", 190-pound senior. And again, Edwin, he is committed going to the Air Force Academy.
That speaks volumes about him, the way he plays football, his academics, his family. Good for him.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to remind people, this broadcast of Metro League High School football powered by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle. The Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle implements its mission within our Seattle-King County service area through advocacy, direct programming, community outreach, and coalition building in 5 major pillars of focus: housing, education, workforce development, health, and policy. And we are ready to go. Play number 1, 1st and 10 for the Panthers, and the handoff. And that is, a good hit. Number 6, I believe that was Elijah Bailey Buchanan. And Buchanan on the left side, Edwin, he took a shot right there at about the 42-yard line.
Yes, he did.
Picked up about 3, and so no huddle, and the Panthers back on the line. Short side of the field, they have 3 receivers, nobody out on the wide side of the field. And quick pass out to number 16, Jack Blair. Blair makes a guy miss. And there's a flag on the play as well.
It looked like it was a takedown by the receiver.
So let's see what the call is here, Edwin. I think you're right. And the referee's on the 45-yard line conferring, talking it over. But, it was looks like a kind of a hold or a push by Seattle Prep. So that's coming back, and that was close to the first down. And so Prep on the left hash mark, Edwin, and lined up, had 3 receivers there, and it looks like they're doing the same thing. They are not going in the huddle,
right.
And O'Day's got to be ready. And this time they're taking, looks like 4 receivers on the right, 1 on the left.
Well, they threw a quick out screen to the short side of the field.
Yeah,
that's different, but if it works, it works.
And I believe that looks like number 3 at the quarterback. That's Braden Smith. They have him listed as wide receiver, but he's in at QB, if I'm reading the number right. And Smith out on the wide side there, he finds Jared Rosnos, and Rosnos past the original line of scrimmage out to about the 44, and the Panthers hustle up to the line of scrimmage again.
Pretty kid, got a pretty good arm, man.
Yeah, he does. Live arm. And Braden Smith, the 6', 175-pound junior basketball and football standout.
Tell you what now, Rick, O'Day defensive line bigger than some of the college lines I've seen.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Those are some big young men.
Oh, yeah. And both of these teams, a large roster. And looking out to the left side there, and he's got Elijah Bailey Buchanan, but great tackle coming up, and that was number 27 for O'Day, Trey Stokes. And Trey Stokes said, nah, young man, you're not going too far. Holds him to about a 2-yard gain up to the 45. So it'll be 4th and 4 for the Panthers, and they're going to go for it.
That was a good open field tackle.
Yeah, it really was. So Smith calling the signals. Now he's going to back up. Looks like he's going to quick kick it. He does. And just a little short punt. Hits down at the 34, and Seattle Prep gets a favorable bounce. Rolls down inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. And that's where it will be down until the Fighting Irish of O'Day will take over on their first possession at the 26-yard line. 9:59 left to play here in the first quarter. No score. And this is the first of our doubleheader. And following this ball game, we will bring you one more, Lakeside and Rainier Beach, right here at Memorial Stadium. So Edwin and I and the team, along with Taylor Kareen, Daniel B., Tony B., we are here bringing you live coverage at Memorial Stadium. So O'Day lining up, and they drew the defense off. I believe that's going to be encroachment on the defense, Edwin.
Yeah.
And it is so.
A little movement up there.
Yep. So O'Day at quarterback is junior John Kohler, 5'11", 162. And as Edwin, as you said, the line, offensive and defensive line for both of these teams.
Huge.
Yeah, there's some big young men. We'll throw you some of the heights and weights here in a minute. The center is Oliver Bradish. He's 6'2", 235, and some backfield motion. Yeah, movement. And I think O'Day's gonna give that 5 yards right back to Seattle Prep. And yeah, they are. So they had a couple players in motion, Edwin, at the same time, and I think that's what the call was. So we will start out now again, 1st and 10 on the 26-yard line. If you're just joining us, I'm Rick Dupree along with Edwin Bailey, and we are live at Memorial Stadium bringing you Friday night under the lights, Metro League football live at Memorial Stadium. And the Fighting Irish power I, receiver to the right and to the left, the handoff straight up the middle. And I believe that is number 6, Joe Gallagher. And Gallagher powers his way almost out to the 30-yard line, close to a 4-yard pickup. We'll see where they spot it. Gallagher, 6'1". They list him at 150 pounds, Edwin, but he looks bigger than that.
Yeah. Well, you look at the right tackle. He looks like some of those old Southern Cal 6'7", 6'8" tackles.
Talk about number 68 there,
yeah.
Or the right tackle.
Right tackle.
Right tackle. That is Mark Nebo, 6'4", 341. Yes, sir. And the pitch out to Gallagher. Gallagher cuts it up on the right side, and he is brought down at the 40-yard line. A good tackle by number 30, Isaiah May, but not before he gets a first down. Then the flag after the whistle. Let's see what it is. So a dead ball foul of some sort. We'll see what the referees call.
78, 68. Is that 75?
It is a 1st and 10.
So Gallagher on the toss pitch to the right, cut it up, and found a little seam, got the first down. But now let's see what the call is.
Oh, Day is clapping, so that means that it's got to be.
Yep, against Prep. So dead ball foul after the play. And you can hear on our microphones the wind blowing just a little bit. Starting to get chilly out here.
And I walked off and left my jacket.
You know, I last week, the second day we did, I wore 2 pairs of socks, and I said, okay, now I got the formula. I know how to stay warm, keep the feet and the hands and the head warm. And I walked out of the house and forgot to put 2 pairs of socks on. So we'll see how well we fare here over the 6 hours that we have these 2 games.
I didn't forget the socks. I got on the gloves.
Yeah.
I just walked off and left my jacket.
Oh, Edwin Bailey. All right, so O'Day, 1st and 10 on the Prep 45-yard line. Hand up straight up the middle. That is number 47, Georgios Kotsakis.
The dive is there. If the dive is there, that means the pitch is going to be there.
Oh, yeah, you're setting it up. So Kotsakis, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And again, as you're listening, and I want to remind you, you can see a video of the game, see the pictures on either our Facebook Live, YouTube, or Twitch. But if I am mispronouncing it, and a lot of the rosters, the coaches have been helping us out, and we really appreciate the coaches, both Aaron Mall and Monty Kohler, getting their rosters to us numerically and really helping us out. But if I'm mispronouncing name, please don't hesitate to correct us. O'Day with a second and looks like about a 2 or 3 yards to go. Handoff to Taj Dials, the big guy, 5'10", 244. And Dials just falls forward and gets the first down.
He fell for the first down.
Yeah, he did. That's a big young man at only 5'10", but 244.
Yes, sir. He carries a load.
Yeah, that low center of gravity. Okay, and so O'Day now will have a 1st and 10, the nose of the football, Edwin, on the 34-yard line of Seattle Prep. So O'Day putting together and which is typical O'Day. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. They're going to grind it out and take some time off the clock. And the handoff, it's on the ground, the pitch, and it's going to be recovered by Seattle Prep. So the handoff, and that was number 42, Kyan McDonald, the freshman. And just a mix-up in the handoff there. He was not able to get it in there, and it hit the turf. And Prep fell on it, and so the turnover on the drive there, Seattle Prep will take over.
Hey, Rick, if that young man got that ball, he scores. Everybody inside was covered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was a cornerback that came in and picked the ball up. Everybody else inside was covered. He could have hit his head on the goalpost if he tried.
Yeah, and they just, and again, it was just on the exchange there, and just a bad exchange. And it looks like, as a quarterback, the running back, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the arm that's closest to the quarterback, which on the inside, that is the arm that's up. You don't want to have it down. So, I learned that. So
that's old school.
Yeah, the arm doesn't get in the way. Yeah, but the quarterback's got to put it in the breadbasket, and just to mix up there. So Seattle Prep takes over 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line, and the quarterback Braden Smith under pressure, scrambling to his right, and just tosses it, and will throw it out of bounds. He had a receiver in that area. So
got a flag, Rick.
Back there. Let's see.
They hit him out of bounds, I think.
Yeah, and then as Smith is walking back and looked like an Owen Prentice, the captain, and they must know each other because Prentice kind of pushed him, and Smith looked back, and I think they're friends. It wasn't anything malicious, but that was after the flag. So let's see what the call is. So call is against the Fighting Irish. It's going to be a 15-yarder. It's going all the way out to the 50-yard line, to midfield. So the Panthers will have it 1st and 10 at midfield. 7:21 left to play in the first quarter. No score here at Memorial Stadium. Well-played game so far, Edwin. Pretty clean, very, very few penalties. And then you would expect that, 2 well-coached teams.
Yep.
So Smith was in the gun, comes up under center, now backs up and about 6 yards behind line of scrimmage, gets the ball, and then hands off to Elijah Violi Buchanan. And Violi Buchanan, a senior, and he's got some Division II opportunities, Edwin, that he's looking at.
Long as you go to school.
Yeah, and you go to school free and get to do something you love to do. And the handoff to Violi Buchanan on the left side. He's got some room, makes a cut up, finds a seam. He's got a first down and then some, all the way down to the O'Day 37-yard line.
Well, Rick, I'm going to write my first number down for the belly bumper.
And what number would that be?
No, the left tackle, number 75.
75. I thought that's who you were going to say. He kind of cleared the way there.
Man,
that was Kai Little. Ball's on the ground, but Smith picks it up. And he's under pressure, gets it away, and the receiver, let's see, that was number 88, I believe it was, and that is Jack Velling, and Velling was there. So Smith, the ball hit the turf. He picked it up, got a good bounce, had pressure, unloaded it, had Velling, and Velling looking downfield was not able to pull the pass in. So that'll be 2nd and 10. But Edwin, going back, so you were saying number 75, Kai Little, 6'4", 235-pound senior, and you like what he's doing at that left tackle position.
Yes, sir.
And the handoff to
Got
number 4.
Got him.
That was Kendon Alexander. So Kendon Alexander, handoff to Alexander, then kind of a receiver throw, kind of the, what do I want to call it? But anyway, they handed off to Alexander, and then Alexander looking deep, and I believe that was number 8, Jared Rosenose, and just overthrew him on that pass play. So Prep will line up 3rd and 10 on the 37-yard line. They're on the left hash, 3 receivers to the right. Braden Smith calling the signals, hands off. No, he keeps it, goes up the middle, makes one guy miss, and he's going to get a first down.
Oh, any tackle, that's a flag.
And yep, they flagged it. They flagged it. Yep. So that was on number 11, Dane Camacho. And so Smith looked like he was going to hand off. Then he pulled the ball back in. He read it, cut it up the middle, then came back to the left side, picked up the first down, and then was tackled out of bounds. And nothing malicious, Edwin, but again, he was out of bounds.
No, just uncharacteristically making a bad decision.
Yep.
O'Day normally does great, a lot of great things. And those last couple of penalties are just kind of out of character for them.
Yeah. So let's see. I believe that'll probably be a 10-yard penalty. And so that's going to take it down to about the 15 because got it down to the 25, I believe it was, Edmund. So, yeah, looks like they're spotting the ball actually inside the 15 at about the 13. So Seattle Prep will have 1st and 10, 6:22 left to play here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 on the O'Day 13-yard line. The Panthers driving, trying to draw first blood here. So Smith under center in motion is Velling, and
got him.
He's got a receiver in the corner there, and that was number 8, Jarrett Rosenose, but just overthrew him, couldn't get there.
That's the second overthrow that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, he had the receiver there, just could not make contact or make the connection, I should say. And so with 6:16 left to go here in the first quarter, Seattle Prep and O'Day, the Panthers driving 2nd and 10 on the O'Day 13-yard line. And you hear that cheering. That is actually the Seattle Prep teammates on the sideline chanting offense. And so we don't have any cheer squads here today.
Screen.
And a screen pass out to Valley Buchanan, and Buchanan is going to be knocked out of bounds, and he may have a loss there, Edwin. Yeah, it looks like about a 2-yard loss, so wasn't able to take advantage of anything there.
I think it just led him a little too far with that pass, as opposed to just putting it right on him.
Yeah. So we've got 3rd and 12 now back at the 15-yard line. And Braden Smith coming up to the line of scrimmage, barking out orders, and then backs up, and he's going to be in the gun. 3 receivers to his right, but he's looking to his left, and he's got a receiver there. I believe that's, let's see, the number there. That was number 8, and that is a Jarrett Rosenose. Inside the 10 to, it looks like about the 9. So it's going to be a 4th and a long 5. We'll call it 6 yards to go. And Braden Smith in the gun. And now they're going to decide to bring in, with 24 seconds on the play clock, the kicking unit. And they're going to put it in the hands, or I should say in the foot of Bennett Miller, 5'9", 155-pound senior kicker. And now Seattle Prep calls timeout. They want to discuss it. So with 5:44 left to play here in the first quarter, no score, but Seattle Prep threatening to draw first blood. Ball's on the 9-yard line. They have a 4th and 6 to go, 4th and 5 or 6 yards, and it looks like they are going to go for, or rather go for the field goal, not for the touchdown. Also want to say special thanks to King County For Culture, a broadcast sponsor of the 2021 Rainier Avenue Radio Metro League High School Football broadcast. And I want to know, do you do work in the arts history or historic preservation? Are you interested in getting your project financially supported? For Culture wants to support your cultural activities and share them with King County. Currently offering project grants. Apply by April 28th. For more information, go to the forculture.org. Go to their website.
Oh,
that
man.
Is For Culture.
I think I'm going to do that. I like that. I like the sound of that, Rick.
Well, go ahead and get it done, my brother.
That sounds like some interesting stuff there.
Yeah, no, For Culture, really trying to support the arts. And it's really good. You're seeing a lot of the funding organizations, especially in the pandemic, really trying to fund a lot of resources to different arts programs, whether it be programs or individuals. I was the beneficiary, if you recall, a couple of years ago, did a reading of a play that I wrote, and that was funded by For Culture as well. So now back on the field, and kicker Bennett Miller looks like they'll spot the ball on about the 16-yard line. So a 26-yard attempt. It's up, but it looks like it's left. Yeah, he just a little bit
hit the bar.
Did it? Yeah, it was just right there on the edge, hit the bar, and then bounced to the left. So the 26-yard field goal try after a good drive by the Panthers. The field goal goes wide, not wide up, but just a hair left the upright. And so no score with 5:40 left to play in the first quarter. No score here at Memorial Stadium. O'Day, the Fighting Irish, and the Seattle Prep Panthers. Game one of our doubleheader. Stay tuned because we have Lakeside and Rainier Beach following immediately after this game.
Rick, you trying to sneak one by me right there.
What's that?
Tony B, did you hear him? He said he wrote a play and kept talking and, wouldn't let me cut in. What kind of play did you write there?
You know what, man? I actually wrote a play, and we can feature and talk more about it at some time, but about my mother. My mother in 2010 passed away from pancreatic cancer, but it was really kind of about that journey, at least started out, and it was such a positive journey. God just gave her, in my opinion, it was the Lord. I mean, it could have been so much worse, and she lived every single day until she took her last breath, and it could have been so much worse. And so that was really, you hate obviously to lose anybody you love, but it is a positive moment.
When it's mama, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, well, we need to get together. You done wrote a play, I done wrote a book, man. They never would have thought that about 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, two football players.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
Whoa,
So,
what a cut.
Handoff
O'Day
up the middle, and that is, I believe that was number 8, John Kohler. And Kohler, I tell you, he made, no, check that. I'm sorry. That was a Joe Gallagher. Gallagher off the right side and cut it up the middle, and a big gain out to the 43-yard line.
Joe Gallagher have what they call inside run ability.
And what does that mean, Edwin?
Oh, well, he has vision.
Yeah.
And he's going to run where they ain't, as they say.
Yeah, he made some people miss on that one.
Yes, sir. That was one heck of a run by that young man.
Yeah, and got it up and down. So O'Day, 1st and 10 on its own 43-yard line. Backfield receiver to the right, one to the left. Handoff up the middle.
Whoa.
And there's a big hole there. And he's running all the way. That is number 32, if I'm not mistaken, Van Linden. We'll check that. That was Van Linden.
Yes.
And Edwin, tell me about that offensive line. That play just opened up a hole for Van Linden.
Well, they're covering up everybody inside, and those guys are some big guys, and they're covering those linebackers and those defensive tackles, and they're creating run lanes.
Yeah, and Van Linden, and you talked about that kind of that for both sides of the ball, that dive up the middle is going to open up the outside, but that was just a great job by the offensive line.
When you get that dive going, the option pitch is next.
Yeah, it opens up everything. So O'Day, 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line.
There you go
and off in the backfield, Taj Dials. Dials bounces it outside, stiff arms one guy, stiff arms another, and knocked out of bounds.
Well, I hate to be redundant, but those young men back there in that backfield, they are well coached.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, we know that. I mean, O'Day does. I mean, just okay. Let me run down some of the names on the staff. You got Monty Kohler, who's been around forever. Al Roberts, Stafford Mays. Assistant head coaches Mike Crotty, defensive coordinator Joe Cronin. So I mean, you got guys that know this game, have been around forever, and O'Day well coached. And you and I mean, we both live in Columbia City. We see them at the field there practicing at Genesee Field. Yeah,
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But it's real refreshing to look at the ball players and look at their techniques and their effort and their attitude and know that they're well coached. Look how those guys getting off that football.
Yeah, absolutely. Handoff straight up the middle.
Old school grab grass, because here they come.
And a pickup for a 1st down inside the 20-yard line, nose of the football. We'll call it 19-yard line. So O'Day driving here, 4:07 left to go in the first quarter. No score, but the Fighting Irish trying to get on the scoreboard first right now. And they have it 1st and 10 on the Panthers' 19-yard line. And so I backfield, and it looks like that is number 42, Kyan McDonald, the freshman, in the tail of the I, as Steve Rabel would say. The pitch out to him, and McDonald, I should say, forgive me, picks up about maybe 3 yards. I think they're going to spot it at the 16. And so that'll make it 2nd and 7 for O'Day. Yeah, I'm looking at that offensive line, Edwin. Man, number 68, mentioned him, 6'4", 231. That is Mark, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Nabo, or Nabo. And let's see some of the other numbers on that offensive line, because those are some big young men. 78, that is Owen Prentice, the captain, 6'3", 285. That's on the left side, on the right side, I should say. And the option pitch, nowhere to go for quarterback John Kohler. And Kohler is brought down. And I'm recognizing that name Kohler, Kohler. I'm wondering if that is relation to head coach Monty Kohler. Probably is. We'll have to check that out. But John Kohler.
What number is John Kohler?
That is our quarterback, number 8.
Okay.
That is the quarterback there. So Kohler, no pickup on that, or maybe a yard. And so the ball's
Ball all 4 times to the right side.
right side,
Yeah. Those guys over there are people moving.
Yeah. Mark Nebo at again at 6'4", 341. So John Kohler, the quarterback, had just a sneak over the right side, picked up about 2 yards. We'll give it to him because the nose of the football just shy of the goal line. So 2nd and goal for O'Day. Got Kohler, and behind him, he's got the running backs, Van Linden and Joe Gallagher, split backs. Receiver to his right, to his left, and he does just that, Edwin. Just you called it. You called it. So Kohler just takes it, quarterback sneak to the right side, touchdown, Fighting Irish.
Hey, Rick, I have quietly fallen head over heels in love with 78, 68 now.
Yeah, so 68, that's Mark, I believe I'm pronouncing right. Nebo, again, 6'4", 341-pound junior, and then 78 is Captain Owen Prentice, a 6'3", 285-pound senior.
That's Division I quality and size football.
Oh player. Yeah. Prentice a three-time letterman, and the extra point is up and is good. So with 1:14 left to go in the first quarter, the Fighting Irish of O'Dea take a 7-0 lead here at Memorial Stadium. And Edwin talking about the junior there, Mark Nabeau. He is a single letter winner now in his junior year, so a letter winner as a sophomore. But again, on the outside there, or the inside rather, Owen Prentice, the captain, is a 3-time.
Fighting Irish scoring drive started following the missed field goal and touchback. It went 80 yards.
So, yeah, as our PA announcer just reminded me, that was after the Seattle Prep missed field goal. O'Dea took an 8-yard drive. So, again, real methodical, which is what they do. And that's what they did on the first drive, Edwin, and just had the turnover.
Yeah.
But Seattle Prep, I tell you, fielding a nice team. And I think they surprised some people last week with the 28-0 win over Garfield. And so Seattle Prep, a team to be reckoned with here in the Metro League as well. If you're just joining us, I'm Rick Dupree along with Edwin Bailey. We got Daniel B., Tony B., Kayla Kareem. Everybody is here, and we're bringing you live coverage. This is game number 1 of our doubleheader. Stay tuned, because after this ball game, we will bring you Lakeside and Rainier Beach right here at Memorial Stadium. We're under the lights. Lights not a big factor right now, but as we go on later into the evening and for game number 2, it will certainly be Friday night under the lights and the watchful eye of the Space Needle.
I think this game is going to be made on special teams, Rick. As good as O'Dea offensive line is, I think, out of bounds.
Yeah,
I said
short
it,
kick.
special teams, and he just proved it.
So short kick, and so what in Metro League and Washington, what that means is that the ball will be spotted on the 35-yard line when it's kicked out of bounds like that. Now, obviously, if it goes into the end zone, it's a touchback out on the 20. But when it is kicked out of bounds, the flag is thrown, and they spot it on the 35-yard line for the receiving team. And again, we've got 1:14 left. O'Dea leading 7-0, and the Fighting Irish won the toss. They deferred, elected to kick, so they will receive at the start of the second half. But that is a ways off, because we are still here in the first quarter with 1:14 left to play.
I tell you what, Rick, this left tackle for Seattle Prep is a big kid. And if he's a big kid, this defensive end that's playing over him, number 80, that's good protection.
Yeah, no doubt. And the scramble to the left side, and the quarterback, Braden Smith, finally just runs out of bounds, nowhere to go, didn't have a receiver.
Got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so they'll mark it right there. So, yeah, you're talking about for O'Dea, number 80 on the defensive line there. That is Derek Payton, 6'3", 270. He goes, Mr. Derek Payton. And the handoff on the right side, that's Buchanan. He's got some room on the sideline, and he motors past everybody and knocked out of bounds as he crosses midfield to about the 48. Checked out the 49-yard line.
That was good pursuit there by number 27 now. He got on the angle and was running for everything.
That was Elijah Violi Buchanan, and a good pickup, giving the Panthers a first down. So Smith looking outside. He's got his receiver out there, Jared Rosenos. Rosenos hit immediately.
Yeah, he got 5.
Yeah. So it's just a quick out there, and there for the stop was a Hayden McDonald, the senior captain. So that was about a 4-yard pickup to the 45. It'll be 2nd and 6. Seattle Prep at the O'Dea 45-yard line. Braden Smith got a couple of backs, one to either side. Now he's got his big tight end, number 88, coming across on the left side, and the handoff, and that is Violi Buchanan. And boy, I tell you what, nothing. And the ball's on the ground, and O'Dea's on it. Let's see if they say he was down. Waiting for a call. I think they're going to say he was down.
They're
Yep, they're saying he's down. The ground cannot cause a fumble. I saw the ball popping out, but Elijah Violi Buchanan was marked down. Got it to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more. So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Panthers at the Fighting Irish 45-yard line.
Rick, looked like Seattle Prep trying to run a stretch play.
Yeah, Braden Smith looking.
Got
He's got a
him.
receiver open, and high pass, and he gets it. He pulls it in. That's number 16, Jack Blair. And then Blair going down the sideline,
What a
finally knocked
play.
out of bounds inside the 15.
What a play.
And that was David Demenezes.
Way to go. Close.
We'll
Good
get
job, Rick.
Let me hold it. Demenezes. I hope I'm messing that up.
Somebody call us.
Sorry.
Somebody call us with the right pronunciation. I love your effort, though, Rick.
Anyway, we'll keep giving it a try. Anyway, the play, though, was and that's going to end the first quarter, but it was just a quick pass out to Jack Blair, and Blair had a single coverage, got past the first man, and then he was running down the sideline, and I believe the ball is going to be spotted inside the 15-yard line, so the Panthers will have it 1st and 10 to go inside the 15-yard line, trying to tie this ball game up as the first quarter concludes.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. This score update is brought to you by For Culture as the cultural funding agency for King County. For Culture wants to support your creative work. Games will be happening at 7 p.m., so we'll have some updates on scores coming in a couple hours. But to look forward to, Garfield is taking on Eastside Catholic at 7, as well as Ballard is playing Bishop Blanchette. Roosevelt playing Nathan Hale. Chief Self will play Ingram. Lincoln will play West Seattle. Franklin against Cleveland. And Lakeside versus Rainier Beach will actually be the second game of our doubleheader right here from Memorial Stadium. Back to Rick and Edwin.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, as I was heading down here, drove past Franklin High School and saw the Quakers there warming up in their uniforms, getting ready to load the bus and head for their ball game. So full slate of games here this Friday night, March 19th.
Wow.
I believe it is. March 19th. Is that right?
Close enough.
It is the 19th. I was right. Okay.
Sometimes
it runs together, Edwin. I don't know.
Hey, I know I ran one trap too many.
Yeah.
Man, Rick, I bought one of those flasks, man. No, I did not buy it. My wife gave it to me.
Mm-hmm. But man.
And I put some hot tea in there about an hour ago. And, whew,
Yeah.
I still can't drink it.
Yep.
Oh, they're coming with something. Oh, he should have stayed inside.
And I believe that was number 11, Bill Vowley. And he had nowhere to go. So it's going to be a loss back to let's see where they spot it. And thank you, Granville Emerson. Rosnos, like Bosworth. Am I getting that right? Rosnos. Thank you. Granville Emerson looking out for us, giving us the correct pronunciation on the names. Good looking out, my brother. All right, and so Braden Smith coming back. He's got 4 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, empty backfield, and he's looking to his right and throws in that corner. It's up and and a great pass and a great adjustment, touchdown, Jared Rosnos. But let's see, Rosnos, like Bosworth. So it was a one-on-one coverage and the pass, and I tell you what, Braden Smith just laid it up there, and Rosnos went up, and there was some contact there. So I don't know if they're going to call offensive or defensive. It looks like I think they're going to call defensive because Seattle Prep is celebrating. So just a great play, touchdown. Yes, it was. So a 17-yard touchdown pass from Braden Smith to Jared Rosnos, and Rosnos just great play, Edwin, on the ball, and that's textbook. I mean, number one, Smith laid it up there and got it close to that outside, shoulder where the defense couldn't get it.
Yep.
And Rosnos just really read it well, kind of slowed down, and then went up. And as my college coach, the receivers, Gary Pinkle used to say, "High man wins. You got to get up high," and he got it.
Or he's got to fight through you and go foul you.
Yeah. Yep. So with that, right here at the start of the second quarter, Seattle Prep on the scoreboard. The extra point is up, and it is good. And so that's going to tie the score here. 11-13 left to go in the first half. And the Seattle Prep Panthers on the scoreboard, making it a 7-7 ball game. We are live at Memorial Stadium. Rick Dupree, Edwin Bailey, Daniel B., Taylor Kareen running the camera. And Tony B. is the man behind the curtain, working all all the knobs there, making sure you're hearing us.
Daniel's working the computer, the camera. I think he got another set of arms under his jacket somewhere.
So we've got the crew here, and Ed and I had to take the headset off for a minute, put a cap on because
you ain't got no hair on your head, Rick.
and a clean shaved earlier today. There's nothing but skin up there. It ain't blocking none of that wind.
Mosquitoes is just skateboarding on your head, man.
That's funny. So again, with 11:13 to go here in the first quarter, we have a tie ball game, 7-7. Seattle Prep. The Smith to Rosno's pass. And I tell you what, Edwin, we've got a ball game here.
Hey, it looked like Seattle Prep might get some pretty good field position out of this.
Yeah, on the penalty. So there's a penalty. Prep kicking off from the 45-yard line. That kick's going to go into the end zone. And so the Fighting Irish will take over 1st and 10 on its own 20-yard line. Edwin, I got this, the hydro flask. And I tried, my man. I tried to sip. I boiled the water. It had to be, about almost 2 hours ago. And I can't sip on it yet. Not quite yet.
I opened mine and put my face up to it. It cleared my sinuses. It was so hot.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
I think this is going to be a pretty big series for O'Day here. And the same defensively for Seattle Prep.
Absolutely. So the Fighting Irish, the pitch back, and I believe that is that big man.
Yeah, he's got 8.
That was number 4, Taj Dials, 5'10", 244 senior. 244-pounder gets it out to, you're right, Ed, when they spot out the 28. So 8-yard pickup. And that was pretty easy and pretty quick. That offensive line, I am impressed with both offensive lines, but in particular, the Fighting Irish offensive line. They are creating some space for those running backs, and they are immediately in the second level, Edwin.
Right now, Rick, I can't even find a belly bumper. Because I love all 5 of them.
Yeah, I hear you. It's going to be a tough call for you.
There they go, coming this way with it.
Taj Dials cuts it up. Nice move inside, and then he's going to be gang tackled just across the 30-yard line to about the 32 for the first down. So good pursuit there by the Panther defense, but not after Taj Dials was able to make that first man miss, cut up, and pick up the first down. So Fighting Irish will take over, or I shouldn't say take over. They will advance for a first down to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 to go. 10-10 left to go here in the first half. If you just joined us.
I am so in love, Rick. I am so in love, Rick. Rick, I swear I am so in love with my wife. My wife is bringing me my coat. Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
I see her walking up. All right, and the handoff on the right side, and there's a big hole, and that is number 6, Joe Gallagher. He's still on his feet across midfield to the 45, and he's going to be gang tackled there.
Rick.
So a big pickup of about 22 yards. Joe Gallagher making it look easy.
I don't know if I love O'Day offensive line or my wife the most.
Oh, hopefully she didn't hear that, because she gonna beat you. Edwin loves his wife, Tony Bailey, more than anything else, that she's bringing his coat to him. Hello, Miss Tony Bailey.
Thank you, baby.
And so O'Day takes it off. 1st and 10 across midfield to the 45-yard line. Tie score 7-7, 9:20 left to go in the first half. Quarterback John Kohler with a couple receivers to his right, hands off inside. Not a lot there for Van Linden, the 6 foot, 186-pound senior. He's gonna get about 2 yards to the 48-yard line, so that'll make it 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line. If you just excuse me, if you just tuned in, you are listening to our live coverage of Metro League football. O'Day and Seattle Prep, 8:45, I should say, left to go in the first half. We have a tie score, 7-7. O'Day with its 2nd and 8 on the Prep 43-yard line. Driving, trying to get some more points on the scoreboard.
Oh,
makes a
good
handoff.
fake. Good fake.
And
Somebody
Kohler
should be wide open.
Kohler looking to his right. He's got a receiver, and falls incomplete. He was looking for Hayden McDonald. Number 6 is who? Looks like number 6 is okay. We'll correct that. I'm looking at my roster here. It says 6 is Joe Gallagher. We'll correct that. Thank you for that.
Well,
so you're saying Jason Brown? Is that what I heard? If you check?
number 6.
Okay. So
Seattle.
on the roster as Jason Brown is number 5. So thank you for correcting us. Handoff inside.
Wow, straight dive.
Yep. That is a straight dive to number 47.
Hey, Rick, when your offensive line is rolling off the football, straight dive is your best weapon.
And they are doing so. He gets it down. That was number 47, Georgios Kotsakis, down to the 43-yard line. So that's going to make it 4th and 3 for the Fighting Irish. 4th and 3 at the Panther 38-yard line. They're going to go for it. Kohler's got receivers to his right and his left. He hands off, and that is number 6. And Jason Brown, and Brown makes a couple guys miss. He's got the first and then something, gang tackled.
Yeah, great gang tackle, but after they got 5.
Yeah. So Brown got it across the 35-yard line down to the 33, then was gang tackled and knocked back to the 35-yard line. But his forward progress has him at the 33-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the O'Day Fighting Irish at the Seattle Prep 33-yard line. 7:25 left to go here in the first quarter, and we have a tie ball game, 7-7. And again, we appreciate, Edwin, our listeners that are correcting us. The rosters, and Monty Kohler emailed a roster update earlier today, and so sometimes those things change. So thank you for those of you listening and watching, correcting us, helping us out. And the pitch back to Brown. Brown cuts it up, and not a lot there. I believe that was trying to see who was there for the tackle. I believe among other players was number 6, Elijah Ballard Buchanan. So, yeah, a loss of a yard on that play. So O'Day will have 2nd and 11 at the Seattle Prep 34-yard line. 6:35 and the clock ticking here in the first half. 7-7 if you just joined us. O'Day and Seattle Prep. First of our doubleheader, Lakeside and Rainier Beach to follow. And right as the snap was coming, whistles blowing, flags on the field. And they're going to say offsides on the defense, so movement encroachment. So Seattle Prep taking away that first down play where they stopped O'Day for a yard loss. They're going to give back 5 of those yards, so it'll be 2nd and 6 instead of 2nd and 11. The ball's at the 29-yard line. So 2nd and 6, 6:25 left to go here in the first quarter, first half, I should say. So quarterback John Kohler's got a receiver wide to his right, wide to his left, eye backfield, and it looks like the big guy, Taj Dials. And Dials the pitch and cuts it up. He's got a seam there, and Dials lowers the shoulder across the 20. He's got a first down and then some down to the 19-yard line. So Taj Dials at 2:44, and he made those DBs coming up. He made them pay.
I love the play call, but the blocking was exquisite.
Exquisite.
Yes, sir. That ain't a word I use often.
That must be from that South Carolina State education.
Even after starting out in remedial, I got it.
I'll listen to you. All right, so 1st and 10, and handoff right up the middle. That's big number 47, Georgios Kotsakis. And Kotsakis, maybe, let's see, they give him a yard, Edwin, I think.
Yeah. That was good inside hard running, though.
So it picks up about a yard to the 18-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Fighting Irish, trying to add to their score. Right now, the score is tied 7-7. And the fake the pitch there, and Kohler looking for a receiver, and he was looking for big number 86, Quinn Carolyn. 6'5", 227-pound tight end, Edwin.
Wow.
And just couldn't hit him, incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 9 from the 18-yard line. Fighting Irish trying to advance to at least a first down here. They got to get all the way down to about the 9-yard line for a first.
If the quarterback would allow that tight end for one more step,
Yeah,
he came uncovered.
Yeah, he didn't have pressure, and he could have held on just a little bit longer. That's a good point, Edwin. Kohler's young, a junior.
Yeah.
That's all part of the experience.
Yes, it is.
So Kohler, and the pitch out, and that is Brown, and Brown's got some room, and he's getting close to the first down, but he's brought down. A good tackle out on the end there.
Outstanding open field tackle. But I tell you what, he got 4 or 5 real quick yards.
Yeah, and I want to say that was Will Floyd. Maybe no, that was number 6, Elijah Bailey Buchanan, and also out there was number 4, Kendon Alexander. And so good stop, because Brown likely could have gotten the first down, but he's they're going to spot the ball at the 13-yard line, it looks like. So it's going to be 4th and 4, and it looks like the Fighting Irish are going to go for it, Edwin.
This is a big play.
So they line it up, one receiver to the right, one to the left. The wide out to the left is David Dominguez. And the pitch ball's on the ground. Taj Giles gets it on the bounce, but he's going to be stopped for a big loss back to the 25-yard line.
That was a big stop by Seattle.
Yeah, by Prep. Just a great play there.
Big play by them.
So mishandling of the ball there, and the ball was on the ground. Taj Giles, got a good bounce and was able to get it. Moot point because there was going to be a turnover anyway, and it is just that, a turnover on downs. The ball's on the 20-yard line, so Seattle Prep will take over with 4:01 left to go in the first half with the tie score 7-7. The Panthers 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. So Prep will line it up, and quarterback Braden Smith kind of directing traffic, has a receiver go to the left, and now there's a whistle on the play, and the referee's calling Jared Rosnos. Okay, so Rosnos, apparently his belt, his shirt was not tucked in, and belt kind of hanging loose, and so the referee said, "Hey, no, you got to get that fixed."
Yeah.
So he's getting some help on the sideline there, and they will run the play with him on the sideline. This is first down at least.
I'd have been scared to death, Rick, to come to my high school coach on the sideline with a uniform infraction.
Yeah, uniform malfunction. Nothing doing.
Whoa, what a play.
So, great breaking tackles. That is Elijah Bailey Buchanan. Should have been stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss, and broke a couple of tackles, cut it back up, and he's going to get some positive yards out of that run, Edwin. We're going to give him about 3 yards, but really that's about a 5, 6, 7-yard run because he should have been stopped for a loss. So they're going to give him 3 yards out to the 22-yard line.
Empty.
All right.
Empty.
2 yards, forgive me. Empty backfield, four receivers, empty backfield, I should say, 4 receivers to the right. And Braden Smith looking to his right. He's got a receiver on the sideline, but it's going to be, let's see. They say incomplete, out of bounds. Yep.
Left foot came down out of bounds.
So that was Jared Rosnos, and Rosnos was not able to get a foot down. In high school and college football, you only have to get one foot down. In contrast to the NFL, you've got to get both feet down. So that will make it 3rd and 8 with the ball at the 20, or 3rd and 7. They got the ball spot at the 23-yard line, forgive me. So 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. 3:20 left to play here in the first half. Again, empty backfield, 4 receivers to the right for quarterback Braden Smith. He's got 1 lone receiver to the left. And single coverage on that receiver to the left, Edwin, and this safety's on the hash. Man, I'm looking to that receiver on the left if he can get open, but they look right all the way. And a quick inside hit to the tight end. That is number 88.
That's a tough running by that tight end.
Jack Velling, and Velling's got the first down and a little bit more out to the 38-yard line. So a good play call there. And Velling just kind of a quick slant, and Smith hit him for the first down.
Velling is a good-looking football player, too.
Yeah, he is. He's saying 6'5", 220. He's only a junior and has a offer from Fresno State.
Good for him.
So the handoff out to the right, that is Kendon Alexander, and nowhere to go for Alexander. 5'11", 175-pound senior, stopped for a loss back to the 35-yard line, so a loss of about 3 yards. Kendon Alexander, by the way, Edwin, again, is another Air Force commit. He is headed to the Air Force Academy.
Wow.
So he, along with Jared Rosnos, the teammates, going to the Air Force Academy.
Well, they'll look good in that Air Force blue.
They're the same as what they're wearing here. And quiet as it's kept, I was highly recruited by Air Force. I didn't want to serve the 5 years afterwards, so I chose not to go through the process. Pass out to the left side there. That is number 21, Cody Dotson. And the ball hits him in the breadbasket, and he just can't pull it in.
Yeah.
So falls incomplete. Yeah, one of the few places, Edwin, recruiting me hard, and they don't offer scholarships, but they basically you had to go through your, I think it was your Congress person or your senator in the state, and there are a few things, but basically offering you where school would have been paid for, and Seattle Prep's going to call timeout on the sideline, but I chose not to. In hindsight, certainly wish I would have. Air Force, even back then, had a good football program, and obviously a great education there. And so again, both Alexander and Rosnos on their way to Air Force, committed to play football.
I had Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman, and Morris Brown.
FAMU.
Yeah.
FAMU, the Rattlers.
Yeah.
All right, Edwin, I'm going to try this tea again, see if I can get a sip here.
Oh, man.
It is steaming. I opened up steaming. All right. Give me a second here. Let's see if I can get a sip in, because it's getting cold out here, brother.
I'm telling you, I want to take a sip of mine, but I'd have to put my tongue on the pavement to cool it off.
It's still steaming up in here, but I can get a little sip in here, Edwin.
Ooh, I don't want one that bad.
So to give you an idea of how hot this is, as I get it close to my face, my glasses are fogging up.
Hey, mine cleared my sinuses up. I can breathe better. Boy, look at the size of number 68 right there from O'Day. I'd rather buy him shoes than have to feed him. Look at it. Good.
And that's saying a lot, given the price of shoes these days. And we've talked about him quite a bit, Edwin. That is junior Mark Nabo, 6'4", 341.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
All of that.
All right, 3rd down and 13 to go. Smith looking deep. He's got a receiver. And just a little too far. That was Jared Rosnos. And Rosnos had his man beat, was able to get one hand on it. But Smith let him just a hair too long. And Edwin, they were that was a half a step away from pay dirt.
Yes, sir. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's raining.
Yeah, I felt a little mist. We're under cover, but the wind is blowing it our way. And so with 2:10 left to go here in the first half, this halftime comes, we're going to have to go find a little cover, get a little warmth, because it is cold out here. As they say, the hawk is out.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I never experienced a hawk until I went to Chicago, Chi-Town, and I was like, oh.
I said, I ain't no hawk, man. That's something else totally different up there.
And the kick by Rosnos, and it's going to hit down on the 35-yard, and then takes a O'Day bounce. And looks like number 34, Ben Porter, among other players there for Seattle Prep to down it. So they're going to spot it at about the 36-yard line. So O'Day, with 2 minutes exactly left to go in the first half, will take over on its own 36-yard line. They'll have 64 yards to go to get it in the end zone. Try to take a lead into the halftime. I was going to say into the locker room, but they can't go into the locker room. And so with 2 minutes to go here in the first half, we have a tie ball game, 7-7. Seattle Prep O'Day, the first of our doubleheader. And stay right with us, because coming up after this game, we will bring you Lakeside and Rainier Beach. And so the handoff, and that is again, that is number 6, Jason Brown. And Brown's got a lot of room on the sideline there across midfield, and then some out to about the 44-yard line. It looks like they're going to spot it at. So big pickup there for Jason Brown.
And that's all, and I know I might be sounding like a broken record, but that's all the strength of that offensive line on running that kind of tray like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And a reverse pivot for the quarterback, hands off to Van Linden. And Linden, man, I tell you what, Edwin, they're just chunking away 10 yards at a pop and then some. Linden takes it all the way down to the 31-yard line. So in 2 plays with only a 30 seconds elapsed. O'Day goes about 40 yards. Just a little shy of 40 yards, about 35 yards, and they have a 1st and 10. Yeah, the rain and the wind.
Oh, boy.
And the pitch back, and that is Jason Brown.
Whoa,
Brown,
what a hit.
he is hit on the sideline there, and I want to say that looked like maybe number 56 coming up for the stop for Prep, and that is Will Thompson. So O'Day's going to call timeout. And then we've got a little rain coming down, and the wind's got it going every which
Sideways.
way. Yeah, kind of sidewinder.
Yeah.
And you see the athletic department of the Seattle Public Schools tent on the sideline here, and got some people holding on to it because that baby is kind of going side to side. It's
going to take off in a minute.
Yeah, it is. They got to make sure they got some things. Yeah, they're putting some of the big Gatorade, containers there to stop it from lifting up. So we've got a timeout on the field, 1:10 left to play. O'Day will have a 2nd and 5 to go with the ball on the 26-yard line. Tie score 7-7. We are live at Memorial Stadium. Rick Dupree, Edwin Bailey, and the crew bringing you live coverage of Metro League football. So the Fighting Irish and those Hogs on the front line there, they are coming up to the line of scrimmage, lining it up. Receiver split wide to the left. That's number 12, David Dominguez. I'm not sure. So I'm going to call him David D. How's that?
There you go.
All right. And then inside of him is Hayden McDonald. And the handoff, ball's on the ground. Taj Giles can't pull it in. I think Prep got on it.
I think Seattle Prep is on it.
Yep. That is number 56. So big number 56 for Seattle Prep, Will Thompson, with the recovery. So again,
what a play.
A bad exchange there, Edwin, between Kohler and Taj Dial. And Dial was just not able to bring it in, and the ball was on the turf.
It's a big play by number 56.
So O'Day was driving, looking like they might put some points on the board, and the turnover, second by the Fighting Irish of the ball game in the first half here. And Edwin, we know that coaching staff, they're going to hear about that at halftime, because that is one thing that Monty Kohler and his staff, they do not tolerate, is making mistakes like that.
Oh, no. Untimely. And I would take my hat off to number 56 now. He's down there. Oh, what a cut.
So Braden Smith,
what another cut.
And he just scrambles all the way, gets out of bounds, right around, I think it's going to be a first down, Edwin, right at about the 38. Yep, it is. So Braden Smith was looking for a receiver, didn't find anyone, tucked it and made a nice scramble, ran out of bounds, so stopping the clock after the first down, got it all the way out to the 38-yard line. So he's got 3 receivers now to the wide side of the field, to his left, 2 to his right, empty backfield. And Braden Smith has shown he's got an arm, so they may look deep. And he's got right over the middle. And a great play. That's the big tight end there, number 88, Jack Velling. And Velling was just inside of the hash marks. And the pass there. And so O'Day, and Kendon Alexander for Seattle Prep, trying to get the ball to the ball boy, get him off because the clock is ticking. And Smith, a couple receivers to his right, couple to his left. They're right in the middle of the field, in between the hash marks. And he's looking and coming across the middle. That is a Jared Rosnos. And Rosnos, short pickup down to about the O'Day 41-yard line. So pickup of about 3 or 4 yards, 28 seconds ticking. And they've got some timeouts, Edwin. I'm not sure why they're not using the timeouts. And the snap and looking deep. He's got a receiver on the end. And he hits him, and that is all the way down and out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Edwin, I believe that is number 16, if I'm looking at that right, Jack Blair. And so Braden Smith, just a quick out there, and Jack Blair was just running a streak down the sideline, got it out of bounds at the 12-yard line. So with 14.2 seconds left to play, and it looks like maybe I'm wrong, Edwin. I thought Prep had another timeout, but maybe they don't, because they're bringing out with 14.2 left to play. They're bringing out the field goal unit. And, I'd run another play, put it up in the air, and either you get a guy in the end zone or it's incomplete.
Something quick, Rick. You know it.
But I tell you what, Coach Aaron Moss says, no, I'm bringing out my field goal unit, and the ball down on the 13-yard line, actually 18-yard line.
No.
And it is no good. 28-yard field goal try, and again to the left. And so you can always question the call, but with 9.2 left, the Panthers' field goal is no good. They had a chance to go into the halftime with a lead and couldn't take advantage of that turnover and the big pass play to set up that field goal attempt. So with 9.2 left to play, the Fighting Irish will take over at the – they should spot it at the 28. They're bringing it up to the 20-yard line, I would think, with the missed field goal. But Edwin, they got the ball back at the 11. So wait, I'm a little confused there.
Very.
Because with the missed field goal, then
it stays at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, no, missed field goal. Wouldn't it be out of the 20 with the missed field goal? Well, they're staying at the line of scrimmage, which was the 11. And John Kohler's just going to kneel down. And so that's going to do it for the first half here at Memorial Stadium. Score tied at 7-7. We'll take a break. I'm going to throw it to, I believe, I don't know if we have any other scores yet, but I'm going to throw it to Daniel Bellis. And Edwin and I will be back for second half action. So right now, at the end of one half of play here at Memorial Stadium, Seattle Prep, O'Day, all tied up at 7. We'll be back with second half action in about 15 minutes right here on Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. Got another score up today for you, brought to you by For Culture. As the cultural funding agency for King County, For Culture wants to support your creative work. There will be a plethora of games here in the Metro League at 7 p.m. And you can, we'll try to get as many of these scores to you as they happen and as they occur. But reading them off for you right now, Garfield and Eastside Catholic will tangle, as well as Ballard and Bishop Blanchette. Roosevelt will be playing Nathan Hale. Chief Self versus Ingram. Lincoln will play West Seattle. Franklin versus Cleveland. And finally, after this game right here on your community radio station, you will check out Lakeside versus Rainier Beach. That's supposed to go off at 8 p.m. And then that is, of course, pending the rules here at Memorial Stadium. Everybody on this game has to leave the field before the next squads can actually come. So if this game does go over a little bit, we may start just a little bit later, but the next game at 8 p.m. Again, it's Garfield versus Eastside Catholic, Ballard versus Bishop Blanchette, Roosevelt versus Nathan Hale, Chief Self versus Ingram, Lincoln versus West Seattle, Franklin versus Cleveland, and then finally, you can follow us with the game after this on Rainier Avenue Radio, Lakeside versus Rainier Beach. Again, all of our games broadcasted throughout the season are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can also check it out on our own app right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Go download that. It's free, and it's for iPhone and Android users. Just one click, and as soon as you launch that app, you're already listening to your community radio station. You can check out our schedule of all of our wide range of shows. We have music shows, sports shows, talk shows, political shows, just everything that you can think. And if you want to do a show yourself, go right ahead and apply. Let's go to our website, RainierAvenueRadio.world. Go to the menu and put your cursor on shows. There's a drop-down menu. Click apply for a show. Fill that out. And someone from Rainier Avenue Radio will be speaking with you soon. If you need some training, we'll get you trained and we'll get you on the air. Just like that. Look, some football standings as they run right now. Eastside Catholic is leading the Mountain Division at 2-0 before their game at Garfield tonight. And then you have 4 teams that are all sitting at 1-1, including the 2 teams that you're watching live right now. O'Day and Seattle Prep are both at 1-1. Also, Ballard and Garfield are also sitting at 1-1 right now. Rainier Beach sits in the cellar at 0-2. And if you were following in the recent change of scheduling here in the Metro League, Rainier Beach was actually demoted Their schedule was exchanged with Bishop Blanchette. Bishop Blanchette will be playing a lot more mountain opponents, and Rainier Beach will actually be playing sound opponents for the rest of the season, mostly because of Rainier Beach's very slow start and Bishop Blanchette getting off to a good one. And the league decided to make that scheduling change, and that included our game that's following us here at Memorial Stadium. We were supposed to see Ballard versus Rainier Beach. That's no longer the case. It'll be Lakeside versus Rainier Beach because of that scheduling change. A look at the sound standings. Roosevelt is in the lead right now at a 2-0. Bishop Blanchette sits at 1-0. Yes, they're as undefeated as Roosevelt, but they've played one less game, so they're in second. Lakeside and Chief Self both sit at 1-1. They're in the middle. And Ingram has dropped their first two games of the season and sit in last place on the sound. In the Valley, Nathan Hale has started the season 2-0, and they definitely did so very impressively against Franklin last week on Rainier Avenue Radio here at Memorial Stadium. Lincoln and West Seattle are both sitting at 1-1. If you were listening to Metro Sports Weekly last Thursday, you found out that Lincoln, it was their first victory as a football team since their renovation and the restarting of that team after not being in action for a few years. At 1-1, also there's West Seattle, Lincoln, and then Franklin dropped their first game that was broadcast here on Rainier Avenue Radio last week, and Cleveland has dropped their first two of the season. So that game that will be happening at 7 p.m. between Franklin and Cleveland, somebody's going to get their first victory of the year. We'll report it to you as we can. In girls soccer, some scores here for you from yesterday, actually. All these games from yesterday. West Seattle defeating Garfield become two wins and one tie on the season. They defeated Garfield 2-0. Bishop Blanchette and Roosevelt tied. Lakeside with a big hammering of Nathan Hale, 7-0. Ballard over Lincoln 2-0. Franklin with a nice, impressive win over Chief Self 4-0. And Eastside Catholic with the blanking of Cleveland there, 7-0. The girls soccer standings in the mountain stand as Lakeside and Roosevelt are currently tied for first with a win and a tie. Seattle Prep sits in third as they have lost one contest. They are 2-1 on the season. Ballard is at 1-1. They've won one, they've lost one, and they've tied one. They've done everything this season. And the girls soccer Bishop Blanchette squad have tied their first two contests. They sit next. Ingram has lost one and tied one. Lincoln sits next because they have lost two and tied one. And Nathan Hale the same there, lost two, tied one. In the sound, you got West Seattle running the show at 3-0 for girls soccer. Holy Name sits at 2-0. Both of those squads haven't lost a contest yet, but West Seattle's played one more game, so they are in first. You got Garfield in third. They've won two, lost one. Franklin has 2-2 on the season for girls soccer. Eastside Catholic is 1-2 on the season. Rainier Beach has yet to play a contest. Last week they were scheduled to play one, and apparently it got rained out. Cleveland has lost their first two, and Chief Self has lost their first three. So they sit in last place right now on girls soccer. How about some volleyball scores for you? Well, Seattle Prep took care of Ingram at 3-0. Garfield defeating West Seattle 3-2. You had Eastside Catholic taking work of Cleveland there, 3-0. Lincoln defeating Ballard 3-1. Lakeside blanking Nathan Hale, controlling that one 3-0. Franklin over Chief Self 3-1. Holy Names defeating Rainier Beach 3-0. And Bishop Blanchette and Roosevelt, very close match, 3-2. For girls volleyball, the mountain standings with Seattle Prep and Lakeside are both undefeated on the season, but Prep has played one more game, so they sit in first at 3-0. Lakeside's at 2-0. Ballard, Lincoln, Bishop Blanchette have each won and lost a game. Roosevelt sitting at 1-2 on the season. And finally, in the cellar on the mountain is Ingram and Nathan Hale, who have both dropped their first two contests of the season. Metro League Sound Volleyball standings. Eastside Catholic, Garfield both tied on the top at 2-0. Holy Names, West Seattle, Franklin all tied at 1-1. Chief Self is at 1-2, as is Rainier Beach. And Cleveland has dropped their first two volleyball matches of the year and sit at 0-2, last place in the Sound Volleyball standings. Currently at the half right here, and it's all knotted up. O'Day, Seattle Prep, 7 apiece. And after a very quick first half, they're about 45 minutes away from the rest of the league playing all the rest of their games, including Garfield and Eastside Catholic, Ballard and Bishop Blanchette, Roosevelt and Nathan Hale, Chief Self and Ingram, Lincoln, West Seattle, and Franklin, Cleveland. And then you can stay right here on Rainier Avenue Radio as following this game. You will get Lakeside at Rainier Beach. That's at 8 p.m., pending the ending of this game, of course, because as Metro League is observing COVID rules, and there is a maximum number of people that can be here at the stadium. So, is a V, all the players and teams and their coaches and their staff has to exit the stadium before Lakeside or Rainier Beach can bring anybody in. So sometimes that takes a little bit longer than you expect. So will they go on at 8? Well, we'll find out. We might have to push that time just a little bit depending on how this game goes. Again, we'll try to get you those scores up to the date as they are reported. We are trying to tap into our sources of people that are actually covering those games and while you watch your game, so that way everybody can get their schools and get the status on their schools as they watch one football game all together. Again, at 7 p.m., all these games going on. Garfield, Eastside Catholic, Ballard, Bishop Blanchette, Roosevelt, Nathan Hale, Chief Self versus Ingram, Lincoln versus West Seattle, Franklin versus Cleveland, Lakeside versus Rainier Beach, and that being the last one right there. Looks like Erica Irwin checking into the game saying, "Go Irish." Well, her squad is all tied up with Seattle Prep right now with the Panthers 7-7 at the half. Looks like we're about 3 minutes away from the second half. So stay with us right here on Rainier Avenue Radio as we are about to get things back in order with Edwin and Rick Dupree right here on your community radio station. Well, we have a wide variety of shows here on the station. If you haven't heard of us yet, we're definitely been celebrating Women's History Month, and a lot of our show hosts have been very active in doing so. Listening to Clean Greens Living the other day, our Thursday show at 3:30 p.m., talking about the healthy benefits of growing your own food and farming and that kind of stuff. They were highlighting some wonderful women the other day as was John Yasutaki on Seattle Here and Now. That was also yesterday at 6 p.m. You can check out when your favorite show or to find out a new show that you want to listen to on our schedule. Just go to our website, RainierAvenueRadio.world. Click on schedule, and we update that little baby every single week, thanks to the efforts of our webmaster, Mr. Paul Pearson, who hosts Star Time. You can check that show actually on Wednesdays at 2 p.m., among other times. And that's if you want to go back into the days with some 60s, 70s, and every now and then 80s, along with apparently jokes on the behalf of Mercer Island. Somehow, Mr. Paul Pearson does not like Mercer Island. But if you definitely like R&B and soul tracks, check out Star Time Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Well, we got about less than a minute here before the second half. So I think I'm going to go ahead and hand this mic over and let Rick Dupree and Edwin Bailey.
All right. Thank you, Daniel.
Take it
Good
from here.
job. Give us a break there at halftime. And if you just joined us, we're about ready to start second half action here at Memorial Stadium with the tie score. Ball game tied at 7-7. O'Day and Seattle Prep. And Edwin, just a good first half. Well played. A few penalties, a couple of turnovers, which is uncharacteristic of O'Day. The ball was on the turf a couple of times, just a bad exchange between quarterback John Kohler and his receivers a couple of times, but or rather his running backs, I should say. But other than that, a pretty clean game, and it is tied at 7. And so, again, if you're just joining us and you haven't been listening to the broadcast, so great job by the Metro League, the athletic department, the Seattle Public Schools athletic office, Pat McCarthy and his staff, Tara Davis, AJ Brooks, Talia Walton. So what basically what we have here is there's an empty stadium. The teams and both of these teams, I mean, they have a full roster, and they are here, and basically they bus in, they come in at halftime, they find a spot, and we're on the side side of the field that Seattle Prep is on, and so they have the offense in the lower. We're kind of midway back on the bleachers. So if you've been at Memorial Stadium, you have the field and then bleachers, and then you have kind of a separation, and then a second set of bleachers going up. So we're at the very bottom of those second set of bleachers. But in the first set, you had the defense on one side, offense on one side, and they were on the other side, I should say, and they're kind of barking their orders, and the coaches were talking to them and getting them ready. And now the teams are actually out on the field. There's 2 minutes on the clock, and so the teams are on the field warming back up. So they are, they don't get the opportunity to go in the locker room. And Edwin, I don't know, from your standpoint, I mean, I don't know how much of a factor that is. I know for me, if I was playing, I mean, the nice thing about going to the locker room, if it's hot or cold, I mean, you go in there, it's air conditioned if it's hot, or if it's cold, you get to warm up. And these guys were stuck out here and nowhere to go.
I don't understand it. I understand the reason for it.
Yeah.
But that's a tough task, man. And the weather, get a chance to just revamp.
Yeah.
You can't really assess what went on in the first half without a good blackboard and people in there giving you some advice.
Yeah.
Again, I take my hat off to these kids. They want to play. They're playing, and they're giving a hell of an effort. Despite what's going on.
Right. And so, you have to adjust. I mean, one of the things I talked to, and you and Tony a couple of years ago came to Seattle Academy and talked to our seniors. And, the one class I do teach is the seniors in the spring, getting them ready for their senior projects, their internships. And I tell them, you know what, in life, it ain't going the way you planned it. And so you got to be able to adjust, and you have to be able to, whether you call it ad lib, whether you call it improv, whatever the case may be. It's interesting because MIT's business school, the Sloan Business School, several years ago started an improv acting class. And they were graduating the best and the brightest, but they couldn't think on their feet. They couldn't adjust when the plan didn't go the way they planned it.
Right.
And so that is a life skill.
Yes,
and
it is.
And that's what we see all of the teams here. But today, you know, O'Day and Seattle Prep halftime, and the coaches again, like I said, Seattle Prep was right in front of us, and the defense was to our left, the offense was to our right, and the coaches were, you know, giving them instruction and what have you. Yeah, like you said, they didn't have a board there, they didn't have the whiteboard or chalkboard or whatever the case may be, but they were giving them some instruction and getting them ready for the second half.
Well, Rick, you know, I was doing that period when snapshots became popular. You know, certain situations they got the picture right
of
there
it,
for
yeah,
you.
you see it, yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
so now you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
They're not. They can't do that. Now.
Right. Yeah, that's
You
a
know,
good point.
so it's a, you know, these kids playing football and playing well. You know, those of us who understand what football is really about know that they deserve a pat on the back.
Yeah, yeah, really good point. Really good point. So if you could hear the PA announcer there saying that the O'Day reminder did win the coin toss and they chose to defer to the second half, they kicked. And so they will actually receive the ball here at the start of the second half. Tie score 7-7, 12 minutes on the clock. The teams, both kicking teams, taking the field. And so we are about ready to begin half number 2 here at Memorial Stadium of game number 1. The O'Day Fighting Irish 7, Seattle Prep Panthers 7, as we are about ready to get it underway.
Rick,
and it looks like, yes, sir.
I can't drink much of my hot tea, boy, but I tell you, that little bit I get in my mouth is outstanding. I might have to go into the tea-making business.
Yeah, look at you. You're touting your own tea-making ability, huh?
Call me Mr. Lipton.
Edwin Lipton Bailey.
I'll be that.
All right,
There's
and
the
kick, and it is going to be fielded by, I was trying to get the number there. I think that, I'll tell you in a minute. But it's going to go. He's got one man to beat, and it's the kicker, and the great tackle by the kicker.
Great tackle
that
by
was
the kicker.
Micah Mikowski, and Mikowski, a great return, hit through that open, that front line, Edwin, and there was nobody there, and the kicker was waiting just past about the midfield. And Mikowski could not shake the kicker.
Hey, he was laying like a buzzard. He was waiting.
Hey, our hats off to number 10, Bennett Miller, the kicker for Seattle Prep. Game-saving tackle there. I should say touchdown-saving tackle.
Don't make fun of kickers.
Hey, man, he broke it down.
Hey, he just came through large.
Edwin, I'll just say great return. Great return. But all I got to say is if number 22 would have been, okay, and that is number 6, Jason Brown. And Brown's got some room. He's across the 30-yard line. He's got a first down and maybe a yard or two more. So O'Day trying to take advantage of that great kickoff return.
I tell you what, O'Day offensive line now. Yeah, I bet they took advantage of halftime. They went somewhere and sat down and put their feet up, and you know they're knocking people off the ball.
Yeah, they are. So O'Day, power eye, 2 receivers to the left, and now the fullback.
Oh,
and
there
then
you
it
go
comes
again.
up and the handoff to Brown. Brown's got some room, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and I tell you what, brought down from the blind side. That was number 17, Andrew Graham with the tackle, but not until Brown takes it all the way down to the 15-yard line. Big pickup there for Jason Brown.
I tell you what Andrew Graham did just then. He went and tackled that football and almost got it out.
Almost got it out, yeah.
Almost got it out. That was a good tackle. That was a good effort by that kid.
So with 10:52 left to play here in the third quarter, second half, O'Day driving. They have the ball 1st and 10 on the Prep 15-yard line, looking to take a lead. Taj Dahl, the handoff.
Whoa,
and
good tackle.
Oh, yeah, that is number 11, I believe, coming up, Bill Vowley. Yep, Bill Vowley, a great tackle, came up. He went low on the, and that's how you got to tackle the guy that stands that weighs 244 pounds. Edwin.
Well, there ain't a whole lot. Ain't a whole lot from the waist down to tackle.
Yeah. He is low center of gravity.
Yes, sir.
But Vowley came up and made a good stop after about a 2-yard pickup down to the 12-yard line. About. about 2.5 yards. So to be, well, let's call it second and a long 7.
Oh.
And there's some movement.
2 people.
Yeah.
Left tackle and the tight end to the right side.
Come on, you know the count, offense. But hey,
I think they're just a bit excited.
yeah. But Edwin, both of us being offensive players, and I can't sit up here with this headphone on and act like I never had a false start. I don't know about you.
I ain't had many, Rick.
yeah. Well, I didn't say I had many, but I had some. Now, the one thing I can say I had many of was a fumble. Man, I was like, I got small hands, but I like to try to be pretty out there.
Yeah.
Hold it with one hand. It's like, man, tuck it in. Boy.
Put some
All right.
clamps on it. Good.
And the handoff to Taj Dahl to the right side. But, boy, he is gang tackled. A lot of blue shirts there. And Dahl maybe gets about 2 or 3 yards close to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Rick, I think they're going to have to come. If they're going to tackle him, they're going to have to come gang tackle him.
Yeah. Either get low. A couple times they've gotten him low. And that one, he was held up, and then 3, 4, 5 different guys came, or more guys came, and that gang tackle there. So Dahl gets it just about a yard in front of the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to make it 3rd and 9 for O'Day. The ball is at about the 14-yard line. They got to get all the way down to the 6.
Well, if they get more reps in this kind of trade they be running, it's going to go well.
And the pitch to Brown. He's got some room to the left side. He makes a couple guys. Good tackle coming up. I was going to say he made a couple guys miss and was trying to bounce it out, but Andrew Graham was there and the pursuit and did not let Jason Brown get outside. And so Brown stopped for a loss back to the 19-yard line. And Brown trying to make something happen, Edwin, it's just nothing there.
I'll tell you what, number 17 doesn't look like the prototypical cornerback. But I tell you what, that young man can flat play the corner.
Yeah, Andrew Graham, you're speaking up for
Yes,
Seattle
sir.
Prep.
Yes, sir. He looks like a fullback.
Yeah, he does. I'm looking at him. He's got some.
But he comes up. He's in coverage. He's one heck of a football player.
So timeout on the field. Edwin O'Day's got a 4th, and it looks like about a 14 to go. They have the ball on the 19. And it looks like they have to get all the way down to the 6. So 13, 14 yards to go. Actually, I got to get down to the 5. I'm looking at it, from this angle. So the ball's on the 19. O'Day's got to get down to the 5 for the first down. So it's 4th and 14 for the Fighting Irish. 8:16 left, and now they bring out the kicking unit. And this is going to be about a 36-yard field goal attempt for the kicker, Severio De Simone.
Let's see if he can pull this off.
And it looks like, I believe that is John Kohler is the holder. So snap is good. It's down. The kick is up, and it's wide left. So he had the distance, Edwin, but from that left hash, just could not get it over far enough, and it falls wide left. So the field goal, we had about 3 missed field goals here, a couple by Seattle Prep, and that one by O'Day. And so the score remains 7-7, 8-11 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. We're in second half action, and starting to get a little bit darker, just a wee bit darker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he pushed that.
The lights are on.
He pushed that. He needed to push that a little bit more.
And again, we welcome you to Rainier Avenue Radio's live coverage of Metro League football. You can see the action if you tune in to either our Facebook Live page or Twitch or YouTube. And right now, the Panthers have the ball, and that's quarterback Braden Smith. Smith looking for some running room on the right side. Stutter steps, makes one guy miss. But then you've got a couple of O'Day players there, namely number 39. That is Zach Newsom, among others. And Smith is going to get about a 2-yard gain out to the 22-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
Rick,
Smith's
I like this old quarterback here.
Yeah, Braden Smith, he's playing well. Nice pass. He's got the big tight end. That's Jack Valling. And Valling close to the first down.
Yes, sir.
Or Velling, I should say. Forgive me. And Velling out to the 29 and Prep right on the ball, ready to go 3rd and 1. And making that defense be ready in the handoff and the stutter step.
Got it.
And that was number 6, Elijah Valley Buchanan. And the senior running back picks up the first down out to the 32-yard line. And Edwin Valley Buchanan looking at several D2 opportunities. So a guy who will play at the next level.
Good for him. I want as many of them to go to college as they can get.
Absolutely. And Smith fakes the handoff. Now he's got some time. Now he's under pressure. Smith avoids one tackler, then gets rid of it, and it's going to be picked off. Oh, a great break on the ball. That was number 11, Dane Camacho for the Fighting Irish. And Edwin, he read that, and he broke on the ball. A great interception.
He stayed on coverage the whole time.
Yeah, he really did because, your tendency with the quarterback getting outside of contain, you want to come up, but Camacho stayed in it. Yeah, great call, Edwin.
You want to drop coverage and locate that football. But when he looked up, the ball was coming right to him.
Yep. So the Fighting Irish on that pick will take over 1st and 10 on the Seattle Prep 40-yard line. And the handoff right up the middle, and Edwin, some room there for, again, a reverse pivot by the quarterback, and then the handoff to Van Linden. And that offensive line, Edwin, I know it's making you proud.
Hey,
they are doing a job.
I am getting excited. 68 is rolling off the football.
So, Edwin, that may be, as we talk about belly bumper, Mark Nebo, he may be your guy, 6'4", 341-pound junior.
Rick, I'm kind of biased, Rick. I got to give it to the whole line.
Okay, well, and that's, we can do that.
Look at that.
Yeah, great. And a great cut up by Brown and Jason Brown. But then, man, coming up for the tackle, that was Elijah Valley Buchanan. And he stopped what could have been a bigger gain.
That kid is a pretty good tackler.
So Valley Buchanan has shown us both sides of the ball, and again, looking at D2 opportunities, he can play on either side of the football.
Yeah.
So we've got a 3rd and 1. Ball's at the 31-yard line for O'Day at the Seattle Prep 31-yard line. 5:50 left to play. Handoff right up the middle, and that's number 32, Van Linden. Linden's going to have the first down, but not much more. They're going to spot it right. Just the nose of the football is going to be just beyond the 30-yard line. Maybe the 29. They'll give it to 29. So that is a 1st and 10 for the O'Day Fighting Irish at the Seattle Prep, I should say, 29-yard line. Score is tied 7-7. The clock is ticking. 5:30 left to go here. A fast-moving game, Edwin. They're playing. It's a well-played ball game.
Might be time for a little play-action pass right here now.
Yeah, they being O'Day have not put the ball
Offside.
up. Yeah. And, I'm looking at quarterback John Kohler, and he is kneeling deep down under the center, man. It's like a deep squat there.
Old Oklahoma quarterback.
Yes. Remember Thomas Lott and the guys used to do, man.
Sir.
Oh, my goodness, you are right.
Thomas Lott, baby.
Oh, come on. Thomas Lott was one of the first, that option quarterback, and, man, he just – and you talk about a guy who built like a fullback. That was Thomas Lott.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then you got J.C. Watson, man.
That's my personal favorite right there.
Yeah, J.C. was a player. Handoff right up the middle. Not a lot of room there on that 1st and 5 play. So there was an offsides on the defense. And Edwin, I'm not sure. I believe that handoff may have been to Aiden Tetters. No. Check that. Sorry, I didn't catch who got the ball there, but a pickup of about maybe 2 yards down to the 23-yard line. So it's going to be a 2nd down. Forgive me, 2nd and about 3 to go. So O'Day trying to put some points on the board here. Kohler's got 2 receivers to his right. Hands off to Taj Dahl. Dahl makes one guy miss, but coming up for the tackle.
Oh, they came off the football then, young man.
That was a Bill Valley for Seattle Prep coming up and making the stop, but not before Taj Dahl gets the first down to the 19-yard line. And Edwin, yeah, you're right. That big O'Day offensive line, and maybe that is the belly bumper.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, they are rolling off the football.
So I'm gonna have to get the numbers of all those guys.
I can give that to you right now.
Okay. Oh, if you got that, yeah, because I'm gonna mark a pin, and so just so we can make sure to have a note of that. Those are our guys. So 1st down play in the handoff to Dahl to the right side. And look at that room. Dahl's got room and not hit until he gets down to about across the 15 down to the 13-yard line. He'll be tackled.
Yeah, they running that kind of tray. At right tackle, you got number 68. At center, you got 60.
Okay.
At right guard, you got number 78. You got number 79 and number 75. And the one thing I wrote about number 75, he got a big old rump. That means he's gonna be a big old young man.
6 feet that way. Number. You said number which? So number 75.
Yeah.
He's a senior, 6 foot 290.
Yes, sir.
290.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that was a pickup of about 6. The pitch to Brown. Brown cuts it up. He's got a block. Cuts it back inside. He's going to be tackled inside the 10. He's got a first down. So that's going to make it first and goal for O'Day at the Seattle Prep 7-yard line.
And let me tell you, too, now, Rick, this fullback they got back there, I can't tell if that's 32 or 34.
32 has
32.
been at tailback more often than not. That is Van Linden.
Well, Van Linden runs up in there, and he takes all linebackers.
Yeah. And he's clearing the pathway for either Jason Brown or for the big guy there, Taj Dole. And O'Day, again, methodical, making it happen.
Full house backfield, number 54 in the backfield.
Look at that. And tight ends. And the handoff, and that is all the way down to about the 1-yard line. And that is Van Linden.
That's old number 32.
Yep. Yeah, full house backfield. Well, I used to love Oklahoma when they ran the wishbone. It's a full house, but you have the one guy up front and the two guys, back a little bit, almost looking like the Enterprise. You look at the if you're a Star Trek fan, you know how the Enterprise. Yeah.
I used to love to watch those Oklahoma offensive linemen run off that football.
Yeah. Oklahoma is one of the 4 schools I applied to and got in. I want to go there and play so badly. And the handoff, Taj Dahl to the right side. He gets in. Touchdown, O'Day. Taj Dahl from about 2 yards out to give the Fighting Irish a 13-7 lead.
He went in standing up.
Yep. He sure did.
That means there was lots and lots of space, people. When you can walk in there standing straight up and down.
And so with 1:57 left to play in the third quarter, O'Day able to take it in for the score. Taj Dahl, and the extra point is good. So O'Day with 1:57 left to go here in the third quarter takes a 14-7 lead over Seattle Prep. And do we have no scores yet? So we'll keep it right here.
1 minute, 57 seconds remaining in the second period. Your score is O'Day 14, 7. 1:57 to go in the third period. The winning drive started at the Seattle Prep 40-yard line. 9 plays, 4 first downs, 5 minutes.
So I'm not sure if you could hear the PA announcer giving kind of a little bit of info on that drive, but Prep, or rather I should say O'Day taking it in and finally taking advantage of it when they had a couple of good drives installed in the first half by turnovers, but they take it in and take the 14-7 lead here with only 1:57 left to play in the third quarter.
Simone will tee up the ball for the second half kickoff or follow the kickoff. Need to receive for Seattle Prep. Elijah Ballard and Kenneth Alexander.
So again, deep for Seattle Prep. Again, is number 4 is, excuse me, that is Kendon Alexander and squib kick and mishandled and
good job.
Yep. And then just Jared Rosnos just comes up and falls on the 25-yard line, making sure that they will retain possession of the football. And so the Panthers of Seattle Prep, trailing 14-7, will take over first and 10 on their own 25-yard line. 1:54 left to play here in the third quarter. Game number 1 of our doubleheader here on Rainier Avenue Radio. We'll have a break in between games, and as Daniel told you at the half, both teams, the stadium has to be totally cleared before the next set of teams can come on. And real quick, not late
Oh.
flag. Yep. So,
and you know, as deep as he is off out of bounds.
yeah, that was
I'm
Trey
not-
Stokes. Trey Stokes, a bad play there. So,
Yeah.
if you weren't watching, what happened is quarterback Braden Smith looking for a receiver and then just scrambled and was run out of bounds for about maybe a 1 yard gain. And Edwin, yeah, like I said, I mean, he was 1 or 2 steps, out of bounds. And then coming up out of nowhere was Trey Stokes, and Stokes kind of laid a shot on him, and he's going to be flagged for that. Yep. So dead ball, personal foul after the play. So I think they'll mark off 15 yards from the they are from the spot of the foul. So that's going to bring it out to the 41-yard line for Seattle Prep. So again, those mental mistakes, O'Day's had a few of them, which is uncharacteristic of a Monty Kohler team, Edwin.
Yeah, definitely. For my last 2 or 3 years of calling games, you just did not expect for them to make those type of mistakes.
No. Braden Smith under pressure and scrambling to his left. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Gets past one defender and takes it out for maybe about a 6-yard gain. Let's see where they spot it. Oh, they're going to spot it back at the 45, so only a 4-yard gain. Maybe he stepped out. We couldn't see. We're on the other side of the field. It looked like he was out to about the 47, but they spotted the 45, and so it'll be 2nd and 6. And the handoff, and that is Elijah Bailey. Buchanan cuts up, then cuts back outside, and runs into his own man and is brought down across midfield. He's going to have a first down, though, and he's down.
I think he's hurt.
Yeah, let's see. Bailey Buchanan, not sure what but he is staying down on the side. And when I'm wondering, well, he's holding his left foot up. I think it looks like maybe a cramp because they're stretching that foot, so maybe behind the calf. I think that's it, which is understandable. I mean, these kids did not go into, weren't able to go into a locker room.
They hadn't been out here early. That early get loose running and fooling around.
And Edwin, that left calf area is wrapped up, so that looks like it's maybe something he's been dealing with. And again, it looked like a cramp because somebody came out and immediately was kind of stretching that foot. Now he's on the sideline, kind of walking that off, trying to walk it off. So he did pick up the first down. Seattle Prep with the 1st and 10 at the O'Day 48-yard line. 1:34 left to play here in the third quarter. And the Fighting Irish leading 14-7.
I'll tell you what, Rick. I like this quarterback from Seattle Prep.
That is a junior Braden Smith.
Oh, yeah, he is nice, man.
And that's a pass out to Kendon Alexander. Alexander, nice move, and is going to be brought down, but not after a pickup as he cuts back, and that was number 39, Zach Newsom, with the stop. But Alexander pick up to about the 46-yard line, so to make it 2nd and 8. So a short gain there. Smith has 4 receivers to his right, kind of does a quarterback draw.
Face mask.
Face masking. Yep, they're going to call it. So that was on number 50, Silas Moreau. And Braden Smith kind of faked a quick screen, and then it was like a quarterback draw. And, on the tackle, inadvertent, but nonetheless.
Yeah, automatic first. Because I think it was on. No, it's not automatic. Yeah, no, it's going to be.
Probably a 5-yard. Yeah. Let's see if it's. Let's see. I think 5-yard from the spot of the foul. So definitely going to be a first down. Let's see how much they mark off. Yeah, looks like a 5-yard from the spot of the foul. So that's going to go down to about the 36-yard line for the Panthers. So Panthers trying to answer the call here as O'Day marched down and got a scoring drive and to take a 14-7 lead, and Seattle Prep. But I tell you what, this is a well-played game, and these two teams evenly matched. O'Day has dominated the Metro League the last several years, but a little more parity this year. High snap, but Smith is able to bring it down, hands it off to Kendon Alexander. Alexander, not a lot of room there, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. We'll give him maybe a yard. Let's see where they spot it.
I'll tell you what, O'Day's pursuit is outstanding, even if it's coming from the inside out or the outside in.
And that pursuit stops Kendon Alexander for only a 1-yard gain. Ball's on the 35-yard line. Smith with 4 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, looking to his right. Now pressure, and he's going to scramble to his right,
All right.
and he's going to throw it. He's got a receiver. Oh, a great interception. Edwin, number 12. That was David D, because I keep messing up his last name. But if anyone's listening and can spell it phonetically for us, that'll help me out, because I am just not getting it. Demenezes.
Oh,
Demenezes,
okay.
maybe.
I'll take your word for it, Rick.
But a great so
A one-handed.
yeah, Braden Smith was scrambling. Edwin looked like he was going to run, then saw a receiver and try to fire it in there, and that's going to end the third quarter. Fired it in there, but David D was there, got a hand on it, like you said, and then he was able to bring it in.
That was a great pick.
So we will start the fourth quarter, and man, a great defensive play. O'Day stopping a drive. Prep was trying to answer the call, and that will end the quarter. So with one frame left to play here at Memorial Stadium in game one of our doubleheader, O'Day leading Seattle Prep by a score of 14-7. I'm going to throw it to Daniel B. What do you got for us, man?
Well, Rick, how about some more football games kicking off in 10 minutes? The rest of the Metro League at 6:50 p.m. This scoring update brought to you by For Culture. As the cultural funding agency for King County, For Culture wants to support your creative work. Kicking off in just 10 minutes, and we'll get you scores as they come in from our sources. Garfield versus East Catholic, a 1-1 versus a 2-0 game of the Mountain right there. If Eastside Catholic wins that game, they'll start the season 3-0. Ballard versus Bishop Blanchette, Roosevelt versus Nathan Hale, Chief Self versus Ingram, Lincoln versus West Seattle, Franklin versus Cleveland, where one of those squads will get their first victory of the season, no matter who wins. And right after this game, right here at Memorial Stadium, Lakeside versus Rainier Beach, starting at 8 p.m. And depending on how fast this game is, it'll probably start on time. Right back to Rick and Edwin.
All right, thank you, Daniel. And O'Day taking over at his own 19-yard line, handoff to that is Jason Brown, and Brown off the left side. He's going to have a first down. And I tell you what, Edwin, I mean, to your point, that offensive line is just getting that push. And the running backs are not, O'Day running backs, not getting hit until they're in that second level, at least a couple yards, in, if not more.
If I'm calling plays for O'Day, I'm spreading them out, and I'm just running the ball between the tackles.
Yeah, and they are making it look easy. So
Yes.
pickup of about 11 yards out to the 30-yard line, so that will make it 1st and 10 for the Fighting Irish at the 30-yard line. O'Day with a 14-7 lead here. 11:30 left to play in the ball game. And the handoff up the middle on a cutback, and that is Van Linden. He's got some room and then some.
Yep.
Takes it out almost to midfield, a pickup of about, we're going to call, let's see where they spot, about 18, 17 yards out to the 47-yard line. Edwin, want to remind our listeners that that this broadcast is powered by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, and they implement their mission with the Seattle King County service area through direct programming, through advocacy, direct programming, community outreach, coalition building in 5 major pillar areas of pillars of focus, I should say, and those are housing, education, workforce development, health, and policy. And right now, the Fighting Irish 1st and 10, the handoff, and whistles blow. That was Taj Dahl, but the whistles blow, and they're going to bring that back. And I may have been, false start on the offense. So again, a special thanks also to King County For Culture, also a broadcast sponsor of the 2021 Rainier Avenue Radio Metro League High School Football broadcast. And For Culture, if you do creative works in the arts, history, or historic preservation, and if you're interested in getting a project financially supported, For Culture wants to support your cultural activities and share them with King County. So currently offering project grants. Apply by April 20th. Go to their website, forculture.org. And a first down play, handoff inside.
Rick, they're giving that little hesitation. And the quarterback is stepping to the side, giving the dive back an extra step. And by the time he makes that extra step, he's got nothing but cutback hold.
And that was good for about a 3-yard gain, getting 3 of those 5 yards lost on the false start. So O'Day 2nd and 13 to go. Ball's on their own 45-yard line. Kohler calling back to his line, into his running backs, giving them the play, directing traffic at the line of scrimmage there. And they're going to call timeout. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good timeout because they was a little off base.
Yeah, yeah. And the play clock or the play clock was down to about 2 seconds. And so timeout on the field. 9:38 left to go in the ball game. O'Day leading 14-7 here at Memorial Stadium. And as Daniel just told you a moment ago, game number 2 will feature Lakeside and Rainier Beach. And we will have the call for you as well. If you just joined us, I'm Rick Dupree, joined by Seahawks legend all the way from Savannah, Georgia, by way of South Carolina State.
In Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Orangeburg, South Carolina. South Carolina.
Carolina, Kakalaki, if you will.
Okay. What was that? I hear some all time somewhere. Someone saying all time. Is that referring to one Edwin Bailey?
Ooh. I'm just having tea and liver.
The greatest of all time. Well, I'm only 22 and I'm the world champion. I'm so pretty. I must be the greatest.
I got to be.
And Taj Dahl off the left side, stiff arms, and he's still going on the sideline there, Edwin. And he's going to go all the way. I don't know if they're calling him out of bounds, but Taj Dahl.
I tell you what, you know why I like him? He didn't let the whistle blow.
Right. He kept going.
He kept going.
So Taj Dahl ran on the left side there, and it's hard for us to see here. It looks like he stepped out of bounds, but he stayed on his feet, so he kept running. And even though the whistle was blowing, he kept going. And let's see where they mark the ball.
The kid got balance, man. That kid got some balance.
So let's see what the call is. I don't think there's a penalty. I think he stepped out of bounds. So the referee, let's hear what the call is. No, check
Face
that.
mask.
So they're saying there was a face mask, personal foul face mask on Seattle Prep. And I'm not sure. I couldn't see it, Edwin, so I don't know if they grabbed Taj Dahl's face mask or somebody else. Nevertheless, from the spot of the foul, they're marking off, looks like close to 15 yards. So they're going to go down to the 31-yard line. So O'Day will take over 1st and 10 with 9:30 left to play on the Seattle Prep 31-yard line. And so whistles blow, teams come up to the line of scrimmage, and the Fighting Irish trying to extend their lead. Right now, they lead it by 7, 14-7. Kohler's got a receiver wide to his right, one to his left. Now someone in motion, his tight end goes from one side to the other. That's number 86, Quinn Carolyn. And then the handoff inside.
I'm glad he made that tackle because there was nobody behind it.
That was Beckett Swanson with the carry. And he is tripped up for short gain. Check it, not that short a gain. About 6 yards to the 26-yard line. So
got a 2nd and 4.
Yeah, O'Day, 2nd
maybe
and 4.
5.
Hey, not a bad way to start out. I don't think there's any complaints.
Hey, you make 5 the first time, boy.
Yes, sir.
And now you got 2 more times to get 2.5.
Yep. So Kohler deep in the squat position, pitches out to the running back. That is number 42, Kine McDonald, and there's a penalty at the end of the play. Let's see what the call.
That's that holding call area.
So McDonald, not much room there. He got across the 25 down to about the 23.
Holding.
Yep, holding on O'Day. Edwin, you called it.
I've resembled that remark a time or two.
You kind of know what's happening.
I know it.
And so the Fighting Irish will go back 5 yards now. So that's going to make it a 2nd and it looks like about 14, Edwin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I think they have a skeleton crew here because the clock usually will give us the down and the, where the ball is and how far to go, but we're not getting that tonight. So it looks like the ball's on the 35-yard line. They got to get all the way down to about the 22 or 21. So let's just call it, we'll call it a 2nd and 14. Handoff to Brown. Brown nowhere to go.
That was a good play by number 15, number
Yeah.
16.
Number 15, Henry McNall, 6'4", 200-pound senior. And McNall among the first Panthers there to make the stop.
McNall did a great job of leveraging at the point of attack, separating off of the blocker, and tackling him. He's done that a time or two in practice, I can tell.
Yeah. That wasn't just by chance.
No, that wasn't by chance there. That's sound technique, a good effort.
So that'll make it no gain. So 3rd and 14, balls on the 35-yard line. And Prep trying to get a stop here. You hear the Prep sideline, but the pass is up. He's got a receiver. Oh, and a great defensive play by Kendon Alexander. And Kohler had his receiver, number 26, Elijah Scanlon, was there and open. But the ball was a little bit underthrown, but just tell you, a really, really fine defensive play by Kendon Alexander to knock the ball down. So it falls incomplete. That'll make it 4th and a long 14 at the 35-yard line. So O'Day will punt it. Their punter is back at midfield, and back to receive it for Seattle Prep is Alexander. He waves the hand up and then lets the ball bounce. And
whoa,
I think O'Day may. They say it went in the end zone, I think. Well, let's see if they spot it. Yep, touchback. So they were not able to. O'Day player was there, grabbed the ball and threw it back, but he may have stepped in the end zone, and so was not able to down it. Close play there. So with 7:17 left to go in the ball game, the Fighting Irish of O'Day leading the Seattle Prep Panthers 14-7. Got a short break in the action, and we'll be right back in just a moment with the play-by-play.
Well, this is a good chance for Seattle Prep to get a little something going. Because I think this is their do or die.
Kind of do or die drive, huh?
Yes,
They need to get something.
It is, Rick.
Yeah. 7:17 left to play, trailing by 7. Yeah, you got to get something going here, get some points on the board.
Ain't gonna be many more opportunities after this.
Yeah, because the way O'Day has shown, they can eat up some clock with their offense and just keep it on the ground and grind it out. And so Seattle Prep has had some good drives, and then they've stalled. Both teams, actually. O'Day's had a couple good drives, one in the first, one in the second, and stalled by turnovers. And Kendon Alexander, great move. Should have been stopped for a loss. And he shook, I'll tell you what, he shook Khalil Holiday out of his cleats.
I'm telling you.
Oh, my goodness.
Back in Georgia, they call that the evil eye.
He picked up about 3 on that, but maybe 4. But I tell you what, he should have been stopped for a big loss. So Kendon Alexander, great play there to pick up 4, 2nd and 6. And the quick pass outside, that is Jack Blair. And Blair brought down by number 3.
He got the first.
Hayden McDonald. But, yeah, got the first down. So tell you what, Edwin, this is the way to start the drive out, huh?
Oh, Rick, they got him about a yard and a half short.
Oh, okay, yep. Check that, you're right. So ball's at the 29-yard line, so a yard to go.
Quarterback keeper.
And Smith's got 4 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Empty backfield. And yeah, there's going to be some room for him to run. Yep, and he sees it, and he has a seam. He's up the middle, and then get across the 35 out to the 36 for the first down. And yeah, Edwin, I was looking at that because O'Day had 3 men on the line, and they're really playing not a true prevent defense, but really trying to guard against it. So just and wide.
Real
wide
spacing.
spread out. Yeah, wide spacing there. And I was like, yeah, you read it, you said it, and then I think Braden Smith heard you, and he got the snap in the gun and just tucked it and went for the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line, and the handoff, and I believe that is Kendon Alexander.
I tell you what, O'Day makes you think that you have gotten the edge,
and then
and next thing you know, those guys are playing off those blocks and turning that play back in.
Yep. So Kendon Alexander listed as a receiver and defensive back, but is lined up as a running back. And picked up about 2 yards on that play. And again, he is headed to the Air Force Academy. And Smith's got a receiver way out, and I think they're going to call it incomplete. Yeah, they are. So Jared Rosnos had it and was in his hands, and then I think Edwin turned to run and just didn't get it all the way in. A little excited there.
That old cliche, you running before you catch the ball.
Yep.
Got to catch the ball first.
Got to catch it and pull it in.
Oh, my goodness.
So that's going to make 3rd and 8, balls at the 37-yard line. 38-yard line, I'll call it, and this is a do-or-die play. This is 4 down. I don't care. It's 4 down time of the game, not 4 down territory.
Yeah.
But with 5:30 left, and the way O'Day can handle it, pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Braden Smith is going back, looking at it. Among other players, there was number 50, Antoine Brown, and some of those big bodies. Number 68, we called his name on the offensive side of the ball, Mark Nebo.
Yeah.
And Smith stopped for a big loss back to the 31-yard line. So that's going to force a punt with 5:09 left to play, and the clock is ticking. So O'Day not sending anybody back to retrieve the punt in case that they don't punt it, and they are not punting it. Braden Smith is back. He is looking, and they were looking for kind of a flea flicker type of play. Now he's got Kendon Alexander. Alexander's going to have the first down, and then some across midfield. Makes a move. One tackle and beat. Can't get by. That is Hayden McDonald with the touchdown-saving tackle. But Seattle Prep with a great play, and they kind of have me fooled. They were not O'Day. I thought they were going to punt it. But Braden Smith was just deep in the gun, and they were looking for a quick pass over to Kendon Alexander. He kind of faked it. The defense came up, and then Alexander was out in the flats by himself, and Smith hit him, and Alexander, nice pickup down to the 40-yard line for the first down with 4:31 left to go in the ball game.
That's the best play I've seen this year.
So Smith scrambling. He's got a little room, but nowhere to go, and a great play. That is big number 50 once again, applying the pressure. Antoine Brown, 6'2", 275-pound senior.
Antoine Brown came to play today.
Yeah, he did. And Brown, not a sack, but stops him for a 1-yard gain. Could have been a lot more, and Brown made sure it wasn't.
Stayed in pursuit the whole time.
So 2nd and 9 to go. And I tell you what, those 2 missed field goals that were wide to the left, looming large right now, Edwin, because it would be a 1-point ball game.
Yep, very, very large.
So with three,
unless they can get down there.
Yep. Oh, and Smith looking deep. And he just throws it up, and it's going to be intercepted, Edwin. That was an ill-advised throw. Justin Stetson, and Stetson's got some room running back, and he takes it all the way out almost to the 30, and a flag is thrown. So Braden Smith was looking for Jared Rosnos, and there was really single coverage, but the safety came over, and the pass was underthrown and inside. Braden Smith just couldn't get it there, and there for the pick was Justin Stetson.
Hey, this quarterback has played an outstanding game today, man. This kid here can really, really play.
Yeah, he has, and that those plays happen.
It's unfortunate. Now that was not the pass to make.
No, it really wasn't. And again, you get kind of in kind of desperate situations. You kind of force it a little bit, and that was just a throw that he was not able to get the ball where he needed to. It was underthrown and inside, and easy play for the safety to come underneath and get the pick.
Yes, sir.
But it looks like a illegal block, a clip on or hold on the return. And so the ball's going to go back to the 17-yard line. So with 3:36 left to play, O'Day will take over 1st and 10 on its own 17-yard line with a 14-7 lead. They've got the lead and the leather.
Hey, root hog or die. Just hand the ball off. That's all I do. All the way down.
And there you go. Quick hitter right up the middle to the fullback. And I believe, Edwin, that's number 47. Yes, it is. That is Georgios Kotsakis.
Yeah, Rick, I'm old school. I'll do that about 4 more times.
Yeah. Just real easy.
Oh, test one way, go back, then test the other way.
Yep. Give the quarterback a nice big pocket to drop the football in, to just hand it off.
Root hog or die. Soo-wee. Turn them hogs loose.
So that was a pickup of about 6 yards, so to make it 2nd and 4 at the 23-yard line. Power I for O'Day. Now the handoff to the big guy, Taj Dahl. Taj Dahl breaks a tackle in the backfield, but boy, he is
That's
gang
good defense.
tackled.
That was
And-
good defense right there.
And when I think the line of scrimmage, they're going to say he got to the line of scrimmage barely, but that's it. So that's going to make it 3rd and 4. Seattle Prep trying to step up the defense, saying, wait a minute,
Ain't the
it's
biggest
not over
guys
yet.
in the world now.
Mhm.
They're not the biggest guys in the world, but they play hard.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, I like old number 56 over there on the nose.
That is for Seattle Prep. That is on the backside of my roster. Will Thompson, 6 foot, 240 pounds.
Yes, sir. Will has played a pretty good game.
So 3rd and 4. This could be the ball game right here. And the pitch out, and that is Mr. Brown. And Brown, he is stopped for no gain.
Another good
Great defensive play. Coming up among other players was number 6, Elijah Valley Buchanan. And I tell you what, Seattle Prep with a big stop with 1:50 left to play. Clock is ticking, though. And I think Prep, I don't recall Prep calling a timeout, Edwin, or so, just one. So they should have a couple of timeouts. But they stop Jason Brown for no gain.
This is when your ball players. I expect to play out of number 17 out there for Seattle Prep.
So deep at about his own 43-yard line, I believe is Kendon Alexander for Prep, waiting to field the punt, and the kick is up.
I tell you what.
And kicking away from him. O'Day gets a favorable bounce. It goes across midfield and keeps rolling down, and they'll down it at the 47-yard line. So Edwin, with 1:08 left to play in the ball game, and Seattle Prep trailing 14-7. They've got 53 yards to go. They'll have 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line. This is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about.
As well as O'Day has played, Seattle Prep constantly and continuously give themselves a chance to be in this game. You got to be happy for that.
Yeah, you really do. And again, for O'Day, who has dominated the Metro League, again, as I said earlier, we're seeing a lot more parity this COVID, this pandemic spring season. But Seattle Prep has looked impressive, and again, an impressive win last week over Garfield. I think somewhat of a surprise. So Braden Smith, and he's going to scramble. Smith is crossing midfield. He's got some room, Edwin. Across the 40, down to the 30. He's still going. He's going to be brought down at about the 25-yard line. So Braden Smith takes it for about 27 yards.
I told you, Rick, something about that kid there, man.
Yeah. Tell you what, a short memory. He doesn't let that interception he threw last drive.
No, he forgot all about that. He's trying to make a play.
Yes, sir. And so Braden Smith, the pickup of about 28 yards down to the 25-yard line of O'Day. So with 57 seconds left to play, Seattle Prep 1st and 10, and they're trying to get on the board. And Ed, we want to remind our listeners this broadcast of this Metro League high school football game powered by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle and their mission within our Seattle-King County service area through advocacy, direct programming, community outreach, and coalition building in their 5 major pillar focus areas of housing, education, workforce development, health, and policy. And also want to say a special thanks to King County for Culture. They are a broadcast sponsor as well. And if you've got a creative work in the arts, history, or historic preservation, and you're interested in getting that project financially supported, For Culture wants to support your culture activities. And you can share, and actually they want to support it and allow you to share them with King County, currently offering project grants. Apply by April 28th. For more information, go to their website at forculture.org. And your creative work might look different this year, but For Culture grants can still help you put those ideas in motion, and you can share them with the King County area. Back in action here, 57 seconds left to play. 1st and 10 for Seattle Prep on the 25-yard line. Braden Smith, empty backfield, 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He looks to the left. He's got there number 8, Jared Rosnos. Rosnos powering down all the way down.
Fast.
And he's out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Edwin, Seattle Prep, the Panthers not going away.
They've given themselves a chance to win this game. Because if you score and there's no reason to kick the PAT.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I'm going for 2.
Yeah, there's no playoffs, per se, and what have you. So go for the win.
Go for the win.
Yeah, go for the glory.
And you got a quarterback that'll give you a chance.
So O'Day now, Braden Smith, and 19 seconds on the play clock. He goes back. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left, empty backfield.
I think they're going to put the ball in his hands, Rick.
And they give it to Smith, fakes it to Alexander, and Smith.
Oh!
And there's a flag on the play. So Smith faked it to, I'm sorry, I said, yeah, it was Kendon Alexander coming in motion. And Braden Smith faked it to Alexander. Then he ran it to his left. And he took it all the way down to the 1, but there was a flag, and it looks like a hold on Prep. So that's coming back.
Oh, my goodness. That's a backbreaker.
45 seconds left, so there's still time. But from the spot of the foul, Edwin, the spot of the foul looks like it happened on around the 4 or 5 yard line. So that might bring it back to the 14 or 15 yard line. Let's see what they do here. Yep, they're going to bring it back to the 14. So it's going to be 1st and goal with 45 seconds left to play. Seattle Prep on the 14-yard line. You can hear, it sounds like there's a crowd here, but that is the Seattle Prep, the teammates. And this year they've extended the sideline for social distancing also. the guys are all together there cheering their team on and trying to wheel them into the end zone. So the clock is moving, 40 seconds and ticking. Braden Smith calling signals, looking to his right. And he's got a receiver, and he hits him about the 5 yard line. And Edwin, I believe, I'll see the number. I believe that was the tight end. Yeah, it was number 88, Jack Velling. And Velling gets it down to about the 4 yard line. So 20 seconds left, and they've got to get this play off. And they're going from the line of scrimmage. Smith calling it, and with 12, 11, gets the snap, looking to his left. Has some pressure, looking to scramble now. Rolls right up the middle. He's going to be stopped just short of.
And
there's
call
a flag.
Face mask. I think they called a face mask. The clock has to stop.
Yep, 3 seconds. So the penalty really is a moot point.
I think the quarterback is hurt.
So let's see.
Oh, man. I hope that kid ain't
Nope,
hurt.
nope. He just took his time getting up.
Okay.
So Braden Smith up on his feet. And 3 seconds left, but there's a penalty on the play. So let's see. So there'll be at least one more play. You're not going to end on a defensive penalty. See what the call is here.
Rick, what's number 75's name?
For
Seattle Prep.
number 75, that is Kai Little, 6'4", 235-pound senior.
It's Kai?
Kai Little, and he ain't little. 6'4", 235. Okay, let's see. Edwin, I still haven't heard the call. So the referees, and you can see it if you're watching, you can see the video on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. And the referees are huddled, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, was it 6 of them? 5 of them huddled at about the 7 yard line discussing.
What are they going to do? Half distance to the goal line?
Well, that's what you would think. I don't know if they're calling it defensive. Well, we'll see. Yeah, it looks like it's going against O'Day, and it looks like they're going to march off some yardage.
You got 3 seconds.
That's what's showing on the clock.
I'm talking run pass option with number 3.
Yeah. Braden Smith has shown he can make some pretty good decisions there, and he's got quick feet.
I'll give him the wide side of the field to the left side.
Yep.
I'll give him a run pass option.
So the referees are back, all 6 of them now, at the on the hash mark at about the 3 yard line, discussing what's going to go. So we're not sure, but if you just joined us, O'Day leading Seattle Prep by a score of 14-7. There are 3 seconds left to play. O'Day trying to get on the board. The tackle was made in the ball on about the 2 yard line, maybe 1 yard line. But there was a penalty. So a couple flags coming in. I think it looked like it was a defensive penalty. But
my play after the touchdown, I'll run the same thing again and circle number 88 out right at the beginning of the play. Yeah.
I mean, if you can find a little seam there. So, okay, the ball's going to be spotted on the 1 yard line.
Oh, yeah. It's a run pass option. Ain't no doubt in my mind.
So, Edwin, there were flags thrown, but the referees have not signaled any kind of.
And they haven't moved the ball.
No, and they're talking to the coaches. You had a referee on either side talking to the coaches. Seattle Prep's team has come on the sideline, and they're kind of huddled there with their coach. O'Day defense is on the field. I believe Prep had some timeouts now, but again, flags were thrown, so the clock stopped. Would they have gotten a timeout in time? I don't know. That's a moot point at this point because
they picked the flags up.
Yeah,
They
yes.
haven't moved the ball. The official got his palms up like he don't know what's going
Right,
on.
right. Yeah, look at him. Yeah,
He running the coach off the field. Get off the field, coach. Now he's going to the next. Now, it's about time to throw a penalty on him, isn't it?
Well, he's saying, well, I want an explanation. That's the
Get
dean
off the
of
field.
coaches. Is that Monty Kohler? I'm assuming the dean of coaches, and he's saying, hey, tell me what's going on here. So Edwin, it appears the flags were picked up. The ball is where Alexander was tackled on about the 1 yard line. So this will be it. This is for all the marbles. 3 seconds left. O'Day leading 14-7. Right. Seattle Prep with the ball on the 1 yard line. And now O'Day calls timeout.
Yeah.
Come on, put a little. I'm gonna ice him just a little bit.
He wants another opportunity to talk to the official.
Yeah.
I
know. Look. Yeah, Monty Kohler's coming out. He's like, hold up. Y'all got to explain this to me.
You call timeout. Go to talk to your coach.
Yeah. Look at him. Oh, Monty Kohler's on the 5 yard line. And he like, you got to explain this to me. I'm not pleased. So it looks like he got an explanation. Now he's starting to walk back and what have you. So, again, for all the marbles here, this ball game, 3 seconds left to play. O'Day leads it 14-7. Seattle Prep has the ball on the 1 yard line and on O'Day's 1 yard line. So they are 1 yard away. And Edwin and I both agree, again, there are no state playoffs this year. This is obviously a pandemic shortened, spring season. And so both of us are in agreement. If you score and you got Braden Smith, your quarterback, kind of in the gun, you give him that run pass option. And if you score, you do the same thing, go for 2 points and go for the win.
Hey, he's that kind of quarterback.
Yep.
You know, if you ever seen the Baltimore Ravens quarterback? The best at the run pass option.
Come on, man. Lamar Jackson's at a level all his own.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yes, sir. And it scares you to death when he just got the ball in his hand.
Oh, man.
He ain't throwing it, he ain't running, he's just standing there holding it. And
I know. You start trembling. Okay, so here it is. O'Day, their defense is lined up. Seattle Prep lined up. Smith's got 3 receivers to his right, and then one kind of back behind. Now Alexander in motion, and the pitch out to, and it's in, touchdown! Touchdown, the pitch to Elijah, Ballard Buchanan, and they had Alexander coming in motion to the left, and did the pitch to Violi Buchanan, and he went in untouched, Edwin, touchdown, Seattle Prep. What a play! Edwin, they defied us. I tell you what, Coach Aaron Mall didn't listen to us. He didn't run the pass option. He did the option and said, we're going to run it in. Oh, my goodness. So let's see what the call is here. I don't see a kicker coming out, Edwin. I think they are.
Got to go for it, Rick.
Yeah.
Got to go for it. And hey, Rick, you didn't stop it the first time.
No, exactly.
I'll run it again.
He was wide open. So the ball's on the 2-3 yard line, obviously. And Seattle Prep. So no time on the clock. O'Day leads it 14-13. Extra point. O'Day's going to go for 2. They're going for the win. Coach Aaron Mall says, hey, we're playing for the glory, baby.
Hey.
We are going for it all. So they line up, and a tight lineup.
Somebody calling timeout.
And let's see. Okay, Seattle Prep calls timeout. So they lined up in a lineup, Edwin, we have not seen all game, where you had quarterback Braden Smith was under the center. You had no wideouts. You had a couple backs in the backfield. So let's see what and Aaron Mall giving Monty Kohler and his staff a look that they have not seen all game. So let's see. And maybe he was just going out there not trying to give away what he was going to do, but to kind of get a look at the defense and see what they were in.
Yep. I think they were fishing, Rick. I think you're right.
Yep.
Just threw my line out there and just see what's going to come up.
So we've got what a finish here. If you are just joining us in game 1 of our doubleheader, O'Day and Seattle Prep, and it has been a closely contested ball game.
Back and forth.
Yeah, it really has. O'Day leading at 14-13. No time left on the clock. Seattle Prep runs it in for the score. There's 3 seconds left, and then on that play, the clock ran out. So there's no time showing now. and they have the extra point, and Coach Aaron Maul is going to have his Panthers go for 2 points. They're going for the win, baby. They're on the 3-yard line, and this is it. This is for bragging rights in the Metro League, if you will, at least between these Seattle schools.
Whoa, they tight. I think they're going to move, Rick.
Yeah, they have to.
I think they're gonna
we haven't
move.
seen this lineup, so they're trying to disguise what they are going to run. There's 25, so the play clock doesn't matter. 24 seconds. They got plenty of time. And now, boy, still tight. And they draw. Okay. They draw the defense offside, so that's going to get them half the distance to the goal. And Owen Prentice, the captain, a little anxious there, and he moves.
I think I'm going to put it in number 3's hands.
So now, Edwin, so you move it half the distance to the goal. It's just inside the 2 at the 1.5-yard line.
Run pass option again.
So let's see if that changes. So Seattle Prep calling another timeout, I believe.
Hey, why would you take the ball out of Michael Jordan's hands?
Oh, you never do.
Every time it's at the last, it's, hey, when the Lakers had 3 seconds, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's right.
From Irvin Johnson.
That's right. Irvin Magic Johnson.
Yes, sir.
To Cap. You got to give it to the Cap.
Got to throw it down in there.
Kareem was on CNN a couple of weeks ago with Chris Cuomo. And, my brother David Dupree covered, for years was with the Washington Post and the USA Today. And, in that era, the Jordan era, he covered the Bulls and what have you. But, David was at University of Washington, graduated back in 68, I believe it was.
Wow.
And so he played against O.J. Simpson, what have you. But he says one of the most intelligent and thoughtful human beings he has ever met is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem was on with Chris Cuomo. And just so much wisdom in his words, and what he shares. And it was just a lot of fun to see and hear him, on the show.
I read his book, Rick. Incredible.
Yeah, he is one incredible individual. Okay, we are back on the field, and Seattle Prep again in a lineup that they have not shown. It's a tight lineup. They move a couple guys to the right, and the handoff up the middle. They got power, and he's in there. Touch the extra point. Seattle Prep wins it, 15-14, and that is number 6. That is Elijah Violi Buchanan. Scored the winning touchdown and the extra point.
Good job, coaches.
Seattle Prep, 15-14 over O'Day.
Good job. Wow. Rick, this is the best game we've ever seen, Rick.
It is. I mean, from start to finish, one of the best played games, well coached. And O'Day, who has dominated the Metro League, walks away with their second loss. They lost week 1 to Eastside Catholic. And Seattle Prep, oh my goodness, Aaron Maul and his staff, what a coaching job and what a game by Prep.
Outstanding coaching job. As good as the players played, I think the coaching job was even better, Rick.
Yep. And if you have a chance, if you're not watching, get on Facebook Live or YouTube or Twitch so you can see the celebration. We got the camera on the Seattle Prep players, and oh, what a finish. So with about a minute and a half or just under 2 minutes left, Prep had, I believe it was 60 some odd yards to go. Drove down and got a couple big plays, and with 3 seconds on the clock, they ran in the touchdown. It was Elijah Violi Buchanan, and then went for 2 and got it in a lineup that they had not shown O'Day, and it was just a power lineup, Edwin, and handed off to Violi Buchanan. He ran it off the right side of the line, had the push, and they got the touchdown.
These kids got something they can hang their hat on for years.
I tell you what, you got some memories coming from this pandemic shortened season and everything that we've experienced. And this will be a memory they can take away. Seattle Prep with a surprising 15-14 win over O'Day. A great game. And oh my goodness, what a finish here at Memorial Stadium. You couldn't be here, but we brought it to you right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hey, outstanding game, outstanding coaching job, outstanding effort. All the parents, we should hear you all screaming throughout the city of Seattle.
And
they
again,
deserve it.
Go on, you can hear it. That is Seattle Prep in front of us, and they are celebrating. And O'Day on the other side on a knee, and their coaches are addressing them. on the other side of the field. And again, Edwin, not a celebration in a disrespectful way, but you know
Rick.
what an exciting finish for them. So if you go on to YouTube or to Facebook Live or Twitch, you can see the video right now. This celebration, and what a job! And we got
This
a
is what
camera
it's all
down
about.
there. Yeah,
This is what it's all about, man.
it is.
These kids put forth one hell of an effort.
And Tony, my man down on the field with the camera is Tack. Tack is down there. Tack doing a great job. Thank you, my brother. And he is down there, and that's those on the field shots that you're seeing on right now. So again, tune in on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. 31 years. So we got someone messaging and saying it's been 31 years since Prep has beaten O'Day.
Well, I tell you what, I'm happy for those kids,
yeah,
man.
we can't verify that, but thank you for that information. And it's been a long time. Okay, let's just say that. It's been a long time.
Hey, Rick.
31 years ago, I was a young man.
31 years ago, I was playing football.
Yeah. I was 31 years ago, I was too. Man, had hair on my head.
Oh.
and all the hair on my face was black.
Yes, sir.
Come on, let me tell you.
Goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Well, congratulations to the Seattle Prep community. What a ball game here tonight at Memorial Stadium, and only the first of our doubleheader. We got another game coming up.
Hey, 31 years. I wish you parents was here to celebrate with us.
Oh, my goodness. But we hope that you you enjoyed our broadcast. We are so happy we were able to bring this game to you live right in your living room or your bathtub as you're soaking or wherever you are. And you know, it's funny because, you know, they have, I don't know if you see on YouTube, the Tiny Desk concerts. And Kirk Franklin did one, and they do the first song. He said, well, you know, hope you're enjoying it. You're at home in your drawers. He said, that's okay. Those are your drawers. God gave you those drawers. You enjoy it. So if you're in your drawers watching this game, you enjoy it.
All right. You good.
But I tell you what, we're just so pleased, and we appreciate our partnership with the Metro League, with the WIAA, and just allowing us to bring this game right into your home with you not being able to be here.
Hey, Rick, they need to meet these kids over there at Seattle Prep.
Yeah.
You all need to be there when they get off the bus. So it was that type of a game.
And then you reserve some spot at restaurant, take them out to get their pizza or whatever they need.
Get them a burger.
Whatever they want, they deserve.
Get them a burger and a pineapple milkshake.
Ooh, I don't know about that one, brother.
Hey,
I go with the old-fashioned vanilla. That's what I like.
Oh, man,
let me tell you.
Let me take you to Orange Burger down there where we used to get our burgers from.
Oh, Edwin, you got a date, brother. I'm down with you. Take me down south. Hey, Edwin, real quickly, I want to just acknowledge our sponsors, the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, and Urban League implements its mission, I should say, with our Seattle King County service area through advocacy, direct programming, community outreach, and coalition building. And there are five major pillars of focus, which are housing, education, workforce development, health, and policy. And also special thanks to another sponsor, King County for Culture. Your creative work might look different this year, but For Culture project grants can still help you put your ideas in motion and share them with King County, now offering grants in 3 disciplines: the arts, heritage, and historic preservation. Apply by April 28th. For more information, go to their website, forculture.org. And man, Edwin, what
Seattle
a
Prep.
finish.
Seattle Prep. I might go over to Seattle Prep myself. Get me a hamburger and a pineapple milkshake.
Seattle Prep with a 15-14 win over O'Day here at Memorial Stadium as the, I wouldn't say the sun goes down, but as the light goes down, it is getting darker. And the lights are becoming more prominent, and still celebration on the sideline, guys high-fiving, hugging. And now the buses are coming. If we can get cameras on the bus a little bit, we show. So this is kind of, so you kind of get an idea of what's happening here. The bus is now coming onto the one end of the field. The teams will board the buses. They will leave the stadium, and once they have totally cleared the stadium, then Lakeside and Rainier Beach can come in. So it's going to be, probably a good 20-30 minutes at least before we can bring you game number 2. But keep it right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, because we will bring you Hopefully a game just as exciting as this one. But I tell you what, Edwin,
I don't
this
know, Rick.
has been the
My-
game of the season for us so far.
I don't think my heart could take it.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
But these guys really stepped up, man. These
Yeah.
guys stepped up. Everything we anticipated that should happen or could happen, they made happen.
They made happen.
You know,
My
so it
goodness,
was outstanding, man.
yeah, and I think Edwin. I mean, I think you talked about, and I don't know if you're going to change that belly bumper award because you were looking at the O'Day front line, that offensive line, the job they did, all game. But I tell you what, that last drive and that last play in particular by Seattle Prep and their offensive line, and then the coaching job and the play calling. And I lost one of my rosters. Let me go get it. my prep roster flew away.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I mean, let's think about
number 75 from Seattle Prep. I wrote him down, and I put drive blocker down by his name. I got number 75, Rick, for Seattle Prep.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I had to take the headset off and go get my roster. The wind got it, flew away. So 75 for Seattle Prep. That was Kai Little, 6'4", 235-pounder.
Oh, I wrote that down.
Yeah,
Left tackle.
and then in terms of a player so far, I mean, again, this is just the first game, so folks, we each week for the games that we call here on Rainier Avenue Radio, as a staff, those of us that are here at the games, we will select a player of the week, and then Edwin will select the kind of interior lineman, linebacker, tight end type of position, that belly bumper award. And as you look at player of the game, I mean, Edwin, I look at Brayton. Even though he didn't score that winning touchdown, the quarterback Braden Smith played one heck of a game.
Braden Smith is my game MVP.
Yeah, he was, and hats off to Elijah Valley Buchanan, who scored both the touchdown and the game-winning extra point.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Braden Smith kept this team in, and that previous drive, he threw an interception. He came back out and was a leader and led his team all the way down, and they got the score. And then just a great coaching job by Aaron Maul and his coaching staff.
Yes. Yeah, and 70 Kai, is that K-I-A?
It is K-I-A. Little, Kai Little, 6'4", 235-pound senior.
Yes, sir.
So,
6'4",
wow, what an exciting game.
6'4", how many?
235.
No, sir. They told a 235 lie there.
Yeah, he look a little bit bigger than that.
Oh, man, he might be 325. Where is he?
Well, I tell you what.
There he is right there. Sitting down right there. That's way more than 235 right there now.
Yeah, that is a big young man.
Yes, sir.
But I tell you what, congratulations again to Seattle Prep. So again, Seattle Prep, a 15-14 winner over O'Day. We're going to take a break, and are we going to regular programming, or is Daniel going to give us? We're staying here, so Daniel. Okay. We're going to go to regular programming for a while because we got quite a break here as O'Day and Seattle Prep still have to depart the field. Then once they depart, Lakeside and Rainier Beach will come on the field, and then they will have time to get their uniforms on. Then the clock will start at about 20 minutes. So we've got quite a break here. But again, if you just tuned in, a big win for Seattle Prep, 15-14 over O'Day. And we will have game 2 of our Friday night Under the Lights Metro League football coming up in just a little while. Edwin and I will be back to bring you game number 2, Rainier Beach and Lakeside, right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Great game, man.